Welcome, everyone, to the Islanders Never Say Die podcast's coverage of the Islanders against the Philadelphia Flyers this Monday on Martin Luther King Day. I'm your host, TJ, and with me here, as always, is our NHL analyst and expert, the Grumpy Old Man. They say there is no shame in his game because he is always the same.
That's me.
Grumpy. Well, first off, happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody out there. Today, the Islanders are going to be facing off against the Philadelphia Flyers, and they'll also play against the Flyers on Tuesday. So we'll be covering today's game live as well as tomorrow's game live against the Flyers. And if you're new to the channel, we invite you to subscribe. Stick around a while. We cover all things Islanders. Again, anytime the Islanders play a game that's not on a Thursday or Sunday, we cover it live. And we also have a twice-a-week sports podcast, or a twice-a-week Islanders podcast and sports podcast. The Islanders podcast is on Wednesdays, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, as well as Saturdays, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We have the only reason we don't cover games on Thursdays and Sundays because we have a general sports podcast that we do Thursdays, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and Sundays, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But Grump.
And what's the name of that? What's the name of that podcast?
It's called TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. It is on. It's in the link in the description below, Grumpy Old Man. But big game here for the Islanders. Barry Trotz, first off, is back. And I do want to go ahead and show you what the lineups look like here, Grumpy Old Man. You might actually be a little shocked by this, Grumpy. So we've got the lineups, Grump. It's going to be first line of Anders Lee, Matt Barzal, and Kiefer Bellows. You've got the second line, Anthony Beauvillier, Brock Nelson, Josh Bailey. Third line of Zach Parise, Jean-Gabriel Pageau, and Oliver Wahlstrom. A fourth line of Matt Martin, Casey Zizekas, and Cal Clutterbuck. Defensive pairings, Zdeno Chara and Noah Dobson, Adam Pelech and Scott Mayfield, and Robin Salo and Andy Green.
Well, at least Bellows on the first line because the Bailey being on that line. Maybe they saw Bailey with that puck right in front of the net, won't shoot. You lose, in essence, 1-0. I'm not counting the empty netter. But that's a step in the right direction. Let's see how long it continues. We have Pulak and Palmieri still on IR. Yes. So, let's see what happens when they come back. I just don't like the fact that somehow Wahlstrom is on the third line. Why is he?
I would like to see Wahlstrom getting a little bit more playing time. Again, he had a fantastic game when you look at it last Thursday. Had a great game, laid that huge hit. He looks fantastic. Bellows has played really well as of late. Again, I know he didn't play a lot of ice time in Saturday's game, but he has looked really good. He's generated offensive chances, and you look for signs of hope, right? Kiefer Bellows has come out of essentially nowhere. They didn't really have big plans for Kiefer Bellows. He's come out of nowhere and played extremely well. Oliver Wahlstrom this year as a whole has stepped up. You've got some of the younger core and the younger pieces stepping up, which is extremely important, Grump.
Yeah. I'm tempering my enthusiasm because there's still a couple of shoes to drop, the 2 IR shoes, and I'm interested to see how that plays out. But I mean, who are we playing tonight? The
We're playing
dreaded the dreaded Philadelphia Flyers. And they changed coaches from Alan Vigneault to Mike Yao. And how's that worked out? I don't know. They've lost 7 straight games, so I'm going to say not too good. I think they were 5-2 initially, and now I think they're whatever, a whole bunch of losses in a row. Let me just put it to you that way.
the Flyers are, again, are a team that is struggling. This is, you mentioned it, right? 7 losses in a row for the Flyers. These are 2 games that are must wins for the Islanders. You talk about, hey, the Islanders in the standings aren't where they want to be. The Flyers have not been good this season. And I remember we talked about it this offseason. I had the Flyers with the drastic moves they had made. I didn't really think too highly of them. They had made I'm talking about some really big moves. And it's interesting, right? The Flyers, I think, are in a time period where they need to blow it up and start over from scratch, right? They came up with these drastic moves. They thought it was going to put them over the hump. They made the playoffs 2 seasons ago. Last year they didn't, and this year they will not, or it looks like they will not. And they made some drastic changes this offseason. I'm talking about a lot of moves. Ken Atkinson, they brought Vorchuk gone. They've made a lot of trades, and it didn't work out for them. So I think they're in a situation where they kind of need to restructure the way their team is.
And I thought they were going to be better this year. I thought those moves were going to maybe take them to another level because I didn't feel they were playing Flyer hockey. So, we'll see. I was wrong. I'm glad because I absolutely despise the Flyers, as everyone here knows. Here's one thing I found interesting, though. We're talking, AJ's back talking with Shannon now, and pregame, and she was talking about, well, which teams who aren't in the playoff, what do you think about their playoff chances? Like Edmonton. Oh, I'm selling on Edmonton. I don't think they have a shot to make the playoffs. Well, what about Toronto? I don't expect them to make much of a run. I mean, it's like,
I didn't think Toronto was going to have a chance to make the playoffs.
No, she thought that they would make the playoffs, but they're not going to have a run. She said they're not going to do anything in the playoffs. Okay. And also Florida, she was kind of poo-pooing Florida a little bit, I believe. But what she didn't say is, what about the Islanders' chances? Because I'm going to bet that she thinks that they're great.
Well, Ilya Sorokin, Grumpy, in net for the Islanders. He's 5-0-1 against the Flyers in his career, a 1.58 goals against average and a 9.44 save percentage. He's played very well last season against the Flyers. This will be his first time matching up against them this year. We're going to be facing off against Martin Jones, Grumpy old man, in net for the Flyers.
He sucks.
Taco Falls saying, I was at the Islanders versus the Capitals games. What a disappointment. But I can't say I didn't see it coming. And Bailey sucks.
Let me know when puck drop.
We just had puck drop, Grumpy.
Okay, then we are on. I went into the ESPN Plus feed because I know that's what TJ uses.
Yeah, that's what I like to see, Grumpy.
Which is, not as good. I'm sorry.
It's a little behind. But Sorokin comes up there with a quick save.
Cool as the other side of the pillow. So smooth with that save. Now, you don't like to give up a chance like that in the first 15 seconds, but when you got, Sorokin in net, all right, we can live with that.
Tony G saying, I had to tap out early yesterday because the in-laws were in town, but had to listen to your guys' reaction at the end of the 49ers and Cowboys game. I wasn't disappointed. Yeah, my next door neighbors, I'm happy they didn't file a noise complaint against me because I'm not a Cowboys fan, but I about went berserk on how that all transpired down the edge. And I'm sure we're going to talk about that ad nauseum in Thursday's podcast.
Scott Mayfield draws a penalty in the first minute. Ugh.
No. He takes a penalty.
Yeah. Well, he's the guy getting the penalty, correct?
You said he drew a penalty, but yes, he takes the penalty, and it's a tripping penalty here. His stick, and he kind of falls on top. My God.
No, he did stick his stick between his legs.
Yeah. I mean, Mayfield, we've talked about it before. Mayfield gets away with a lot of penalties and a lot of infractions. Last game, about 2 or 3 he got away with, and this time he gets sent to the box early in the first minute via holding penalty. The Islanders are on the penalty kill, and got to come up big here to start. Don't want to go down 1-0 at home against the Flyers
in the first minute. You don't want to do that. Oh my gosh.
Well, we had talked about the Washington Capitals had one of the worst power plays in the NHL. Well, the Philadelphia Flyers aren't much better. They're 25th in the NHL in the power play, and the Islanders are 10th on the penalty kill.
That was some nice movement by them. Van Riemsdyk just flubbed the shot. I mean, he had a point blank shot, just missed it. And thank goodness for us, goes down the other end of the ice, but they were right back in the zone.
Yep, and it's funny, right? We faced a Van Riemsdyk on Saturday's game, and here we are again with another for the Trevor Van Riemsdyk for the Washington Capitals today. James Van Riemsdyk for the Flyers.
There's that little midget, Claude Giroux. Ugh.
Hey man, he's an extremely talented player. Michael T saying we can't beat good teams. We barely beat the Devils, who are a ghost with a goalie from the stands playing. And he says,
Yeah.
"What's up, TJ and Grumster?"
Michael T with a new picture.
Absolutely. Let's take a look there at that. Ooh, it looks like a band or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. Scott L saying, "Hey guys, what is up, Scott? How are you doing this evening?"
Scott still has, besides the family pictures, because those are great, but Scott's picture is the best. No one else has topped Scott so far, except Jerben when he put, some handsome guy up there.
Oh, Jerben, absolutely. Michael T saying Toronto needs Mayfield. Wink, wink. Hey, I mean, asking price is a first and a second bare minimum. But we've done a pretty good job of eating some of this power play away. I mean, like we're holding a pretty strong blue line to where Philly's having a hard time entering our zone.
And as soon as you say that, they just walk right in. But
They walk
little
in
mismanagement of the puck at the blue line.
and we're able to clear again.
Turnover. Who was that goof who mismanaged it?
Mm.
Want to make sure we never consider signing him.
Well, Grumpy, I'm pretty sure if you ever sign anybody who's ever put on a Flyers jersey, in your opinion, it's an awful decision, right?
It's a mistake.
Oh, good
He's
gracious.
probably a secret agent for the Flyers.
One of the things I'm going to be watching today is on Saturday's game against the Capitals. That defensive pairing of Salo and Andy Green really struggled. I'll be interested to see how they play today.
Yeah.
Michael T saying, "What's up, guys? Glad to hear you. Glad to have you here, Michael."
You know what? Mike Yeo is a terrible coach. I mean, I'm not saying that they were buying in with what Vigneault was doing, but they've been way worse since he's been gone.
Yeah.
Vigneault, I always look at him as being like one of those 4A coaches, if you know what I mean. Can get you so far, but it just seems like he can't get over the hump. He's been in a couple of Stanley Cup finals, but can't never seem to win.
Exactly. He's one of those. He's a really good coach, right? He's a top 10 coach in the NHL, but could never win the big cup. Could never win the big. I mean, you look at the Vancouver teams, albeit they had a lot of injuries. Those Vancouver teams he lost with against, I think was it Boston in the finals?
Vancouver, who lost to Boston, and he was with the Rangers when they lost to the Kings.
Yep, absolutely. So it's one of those things where you say, "Yeah, okay." Now Kiefer Bellows out here. I think this is his first shift of the game. First shift for the first line too. I think Matt Barzal was just tripped.
That looked like a trip to me.
Is there no call on that? That looked like a pretty blatant trip.
No
I mean,
call.
Matt Barzal doesn't often skate and just fall flat on his face. I mean, he was going straight ahead. I want to see that trip or the non-trip call there. But Philly's able to go ahead and gain possession. They're headed. Oh man, dude, Sorokin. Jesus Christ, Sorokin. So, oh my God, you have got to handle the puck better behind the net. It almost it transpires in a fortuitous bounce and goal for the Flyers early. Sorokin trying to overhandle the puck, Grumpy.
I tell you what. And then you saw the Flyers play the Keystone Cops. And since Pennsylvania is the Keystone State, I think it's apropos.
Oh man. Well, here it is. Now we finally have a little bit of off. Oh, look at Josh
Bailey. Look at useless Bailey. Look at him trying. He's a piece of shit.
Look at that hit by Anders Lee, buddy.
Demoted.
Look at that hit by Anders Lee. I love it. I love to see that physicality.
I mean, look at Bailey. He tries now. Why? Because he got his little hand slapped.
He should have had his hand slapped after that. His hand slapped. He's on the second line. How much of a hand slap was it, Grump? He didn't even get the motor to the third line.
He's entitled. He feels he's entitled.
He's still going to get 16 minutes of ice time tonight. So, oh my God.
Oh, nice save.
Yeah.
That's about 25 too many. Well,
Well, here's the thing, right? The fourth line's out here on the ice. Unfortunately, Matt Martin's on the fourth line because Ross Johnson is serving his second, or he's serving a 3-game suspension. This is the second game into that 3-game suspension. He's playing well, but that minor penalty catches him a 3-game suspension. I was fine with a 1, but a 3-game suspension. Come on,
I didn't think it was a minor penalty. I didn't think it was suspension worthy at all.
Absolutely. Well, First 5 minutes of action has been kind of slow, at least in comparison to what we saw against. Nice little job.
Oh,
Oliver Wahlstrom's able to put down a deft backhand attempt.
yeah, a little
His goalie
sloppy play
Jones.
from both teams so far.
Yeah,
And that's what you expect from two teams at the bottom of the standings, honestly.
I think this is a game though the Islanders will win. Grump, don't you?
I hope so because I hate the Flyers. I mean, losing to I was nervous all day today about this game because I hate the Flyers so much. To me, it's like a Super Bowl playing
It's
Flyers.
it's like the Super Bowl playing against the Flyers. Oh God.
I hate them so much.
Oh man. Oh man. Well, the fourth line's still out there on the ice.
No, the
Man,
second line was out there. You mentioned it earlier. It was the second line that was out there.
oh, I
And
apologize.
the third line did a little cursory twirl around the ice, and now the fourth line's out.
It looks like we're throwing the body. It looks like we have a little bit of jump to our step today. I mean, I would say against Washington, we looked the slower team. I didn't think we had a lot of jump to them, to our step. I think today we look like we're winning a lot of those loose puck battles early, and it looks like we are, you know what I mean, we're actually moving our feet, which is fantastic.
The up and down is not what we want to be playing, though.
I was about to say, we do not want to play that fire engine style of hockey. That's for certain, Grump.
And, it only helps because the Flyers don't play any type of hockey right now. So that's kind of helpful for us.
Matt Barzal takes it in deep into the Flyer zone. He is checked down to the ice, and we've got it here.
Oh, look at this. For a guy who can't skate, look at Bellows close in on that man and make him then turn the puck over. Nice job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ugh, terrible pass by Lee. Just terrible.
Jesus. And now you've got an odd man. Ooh, a slap shot. That hit looks like it hits off the post.
Ooh, yeah, it looks like it hit the pipe.
That one hit far side on the post on Sorokin. I think if that's on target, that's in the net. He kind of had Sorokin beat. I don't think he was expecting that slap shot or wasn't expecting the placement. Sorokin was a little late to react.
Anytime that a shot hits the post, you have the goaltender beat. Anytime. Just letting you know. If it's gone past you and hit post, you've been beaten.
Fair enough. Fair enough. He kissed the post after that. And after that, after the post is there for him. But that was the first. I think that's been the best opportunity they've seen. It wasn't necessarily from a real high danger scoring opportunity chance either.
Well, they've had a couple of chances with high opportunity chances, but they've just been missing their shots.
High stick by the Flyers. And now we've got Robin Sallow and Andy Green out here on the ice. Hopefully they're able to go ahead and to clean up some of the errors they had defensively. I mean, that first and second period was woeful for both of them against the Washington Capitals.
I just want to know why anyone would sign Martin Jones as a goalie.
They needed a warm body.
I mean, he's been a bust forever. I think he had one good year in San Jose a long time ago.
He did have one good year. That's right. One good season. Man, oh man, I tell you. Look at this opportunity. This is with Matt Barzal. He feeds it. Ooh.
No, that's Palmieri to Wahlstrom.
No, Palmieri's not in.
That the replay they're showing was Palmieri to Wahlstrom.
Palmieri's not in the game for the third time.
11? I'm sorry, Parise. I'm sorry, Parise.
Okay, he kept saying Palmieri. I'm like, what are we missing?
They're both Devils to me.
Okay, gotcha. Members of the Devils.
I often think Parise and Palmieri are the same player. They're both useless.
Okay, well, they both put forward.
They skate hard. They just don't produce.
They both put forward effort. You can't go ahead and fault them for that. We're about, shockingly enough, we're about 7.5 minutes in. It's been a quick 7.5 minutes too, might I add.
Very much so.
Scott L saying Barry's back. Let's see if what he does with the lineup and goes back to the vets or keeps playing the kids. I'll be interested to see when Palmieri's off the IR if he will continue to play the vets or the kids. So I brought out the merchandise, Barry and the vets, which you can find in the merchandise store, and also that Grumpy's Groupies t-shirt you can all find in the merchandise store and the link in the description below. Grump.
I was going to wear that shirt, but I didn't know Barry was going to be back today.
I did. I saw it. I'm like, let me go ahead and throw really quickly on a Barry and the vets. I'm happy you didn't, Grump. I don't like, I don't like when we wear the same exact shirts. And I tell you, that orange shirt makes your face look a little orange hue. Oh, man. All in good jest. Brett W saying, let's go Islanders. Puck Philly.
It says Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
Oh, absolutely. Scott L saying, thank you, Grump, for the compliment.
No problem. Call him as I see him.
Brian J says, hey, what's going on, guys? I just can't watch the Islanders games. It's a monkey effing a football boring. Well, hopefully we provide. Hey, hopefully we provide a little bit of entertainment value. Hey, we're not going to be. Oh, he dumps the puck down low, and we've got Matt Martin on the forecheck. We're not like that. So hopefully, at least you get a little bit of entertainment value, even when the Islanders are playing poorly like they are now.
I
Michael
just wondered
T.
who. I just wondered who was on the other end of that shotgun blast or that rifle shot there.
He's at a
Is
range.
it Lou Lamoriello? Is it Josh Bailey?
Oh goodness, maybe he brings out a picture of like a little picture of Josh Bailey that he shoots towards his target practice. Michael T says only the really cool kids will know who is my avatar picture. I couldn't tell you. I don't. If it's a band, I don't listen to music. Again, I drive to work.
It's too small for me. It's too small for me to see at this point. They just also popped up on the screen. That's Daniel Chara. Another
penalty. Who are they really going to call this a hook on Wahlstrom? Wahlstrom hooking. Are you kidding me? I'm sorry. That's a ticky-tack bullshit call. I don't think that's a real hook, man. That is a bad call against Wahlstrom, in my opinion. Oh, really? I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. It's absurd. It's like anytime if you go and you skate and you're like, oh, lose the puck. Oh, Jesus, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm going to say it again because I'm super consistent on this. It doesn't matter the team. I hate those little ticky-tack calls. I hate them.
Yeah. And then Michael T saying, hey, Josh Bailey. Oh, man. Oh,
you suck.
Oh, good gracious, Grumpy.
Oh.
Well, it looks like on the penalty kill, we're doing a good job. Again, this is one of the teams that struggle on the power play. So hopefully we don't concede a goal here on this attempt either. We've played well. Penalty kill is kind of we didn't give up any power play goals against the Washington Capitals on Saturday, and hopefully we can keep that trend going.
Yep, without a doubt.
This is Barry Trotz's first game back coaching since December 30th. We did have that 12-game break in between, and he missed that first game back, or he missed the Devils game back and the Capitals game.
I'll tell you what, the Flyers are terrible.
They could barely keep it in their offensive zone, right? A pass goes to the point, and their defenseman kind of gets it. Oh, my God, Mayfield!
Oh!
What the hell is that?
Oh,
he puts the puck down, and he slips and falls on his face and almost says, here you go, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas to the Philadelphia Flyers on a wide-open chance right in front of Sorokin. Oh, my God. Ooh, we got lucky there, guys, because that was a bad slip by Mayfield and a prime opportunity for the Flyers to score. Here we go. Jean-Gabriel Pageau was on a break. It looks like it could be a 2-on-1. Nice job by Martin Jones gobbling it up. Jean-Gabriel Pageau was there for the rebound. Zach Parise buries it into Jones' crest.
That's what he does best.
I wish they would show us right here. They're showing us the replay of Jean-Gabriel Pageau and Zach Parise. I want to see Scott Mayfield slip and fall on the – here it is. He catches the puck, Mayfield does, and he puts it on there, and he freaking – God almighty, he slides and he falls down. Oh, you want to talk about like when it looks like unathletic, when you look like a lurch? That's exactly how Scott Mayfield just looked. Oh, good gracious.
Terrible. This is a defense pairing. I know it's on the penalty kill, but, man, Green and Char out there at the same time.
Well, again, I think we've done a pretty good job on the penalty kill. They haven't looked too dangerous, the Philadelphia Flyers. Again, they're not a great power play unit, but it looks like we're going to kill this power play off. We're 2 for 2 on the penalty kill.
They just can't handle the puck. I mean, that's their issue. They can't see. Again, they had it set up, and the guy misses a wide open shot.
He misses a one-timer attempt.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, that they actually run a couple of nice plays, but they can't finish. Thank God. Now here comes Wahlstrom. Let's see him get a goal.
He just throws the puck on net.
He figures anything I put on net might score against Jones.
Hey, man, throw the puck on net. It's something the Islanders have not been registering a lot of shots as of the recent games. They need to generate more and to throw more pucks on net. Now we see that first line back out here again. Matt Barzal, Anders Lee, and Kiefer Bellows. Hold on. Is there about to be another trip? Or what's the call? Are you kidding me? Oh, what's happening?
Maybe Average gets a tripping penalty.
I'm not
sure.
Look
at Ristolainen. If that's your beard, don't grow one.
Ristolainen doesn't grow a great beard. That's for certain. What are they calling? Is somebody going to the box?
Oh, maybe.
Hand pass is what it's being blown for. Okay, gotcha, Grumpy. Warzone Senior Citizen says here, does Grumpy Old Man prefer to cook his own food or go out to eat?
I'm lazy, so I cook my own food.
I would argue lazy's going out to get something to eat. You don't have to cook.
I'm not cooking gourmet. I'm not cooking gourmet meals.
What are you eating? Like, what did you have tonight for dinner, Grump?
Today I had some little frozen popcorn chicken.
Hey, man, who doesn't love though popcorn chicken? Um, Jeremy F saying, "Hey guys, happy Monday. Have a great show." Thanks, Jeremy. We will be.
Usually the warden eats government cheese and road potatoes.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad, is it?
It's pretty bad.
Sea Dog 5800 saying, I feel Parise is, one of the most consistent players effort wise.
You got to do something more than just be consistent effort wise.
He does have a lot of effort. And again, as a fourth line guy, I'd have no problem with that, Zach Parise. He's just not a guy who can provide any more of the scoring touch like he used to when he was younger.
Yeah.
But I agree. He does have consistent effort. Him and Palmieri, even though Palmieri hasn't been scoring and putting up points like you pay him to, he has been very consistent regarding effort. Occasionally, though, if you're going to pay those guys to score goals and put up points, they've got to go ahead and do that. JK says Dobson, with two very good plays in his own end, he is blossoming into all situations defenseman before our eyes.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
I keep telling people that. And that's playing with Chara. Imagine if he had somebody who could move back there defensively.
A competent defenseman where he could say, all right, I've got a guy back there, number one, who can move, who can go ahead and skate. And if there was a 2-on-1, he could maybe go ahead and be a little more competent. Right? Chara's in full retreat mode, and he's just hoping he doesn't get burned. Jeremy F saying, how did you two connect in the first place? You live in different states. Well, the Islanders is how we originally connected. One of those Islanders meetups, actually, shockingly enough. Mikey Ryan, I'll tell you. That's where we first met. But here we go. Back to a 2-on-1 opportunity. Kiefer Bellows lets one rip, just puts it over the crossbar. But a good opportunity and chance. Nice job letting it rip.
He's not afraid to shoot the puck. Ooh, Dobson passes.
Looks like Bellows is mixing it up down low with a few cross checks being exchanged by each party.
That's Anders Lee.
I'm sorry. Anders Lee was mixing it up down low. They both now have 20s. I apologize. Anders Lee was getting into it a bit. Zdeno Chara, man, I tell you, even though he's big and doesn't move very well, he could still throw the body when he's in the right situation.
I tell you what, I like how Kiefer Bellows is finishing his check every time. Every time.
I like, there it is. We've talked about the bad ice surface of Philadelphia Flyers.
Nice turnover.
Yep, and Anthony Beauvillier recovers it, and it looks like now we've got it in the Flyer zone. We pass it back here to defense. Scott Mayfield, throws it back down low, and we're just trying to gain possession. It looks like a pinball. It's bouncing around all over the place right now, the puck.
It's been a sloppy first period. Look at Josh Bailey actually getting involved. I guarantee you who's read the riot act.
He should have been read the riot act. He is showing a lot more effort. My God, a bad turnover by Scott Mayfield again. He throws the puck behind the net expecting Pellick to pick it up, but they are on two different wavelengths.
He struggled today.
Mayfield has struggled a bit today. Who the hell was that just stripped to the puck at center ice?
Mayfield.
No, it wasn't Mayfield. It was a forward. I couldn't tell who it was.
No,
it was a forward, Grump.
Okay.
It must have been Cal Clutterbuck. Cal Clutterbuck or Casey was stripped at center ice. But the fourth line is back out here once again. How the hell? Casey.
Just gets out.
It's on your stick, and the puck just seems to elude you. But now we see that defense pairing out here of Andy Green and Robin Salo. That's holy shit, Andy Green. I don't think that was intentional, a miss-passing attempt, but he whiffed on the first pass, and the Flyers have it back now into the Islander zone.
Oh, my gosh. It's like a comedy of errors out there today.
Jesus, man. They let a few whacks in there in Sorokin. We're able to go ahead and clear the puck, though. Yeah, both teams have had a very, very – it seems like the ice surface is shit, too.
It feels like they're – you know what it feels like to me? Like they're playing without blades on their sticks.
They're playing just with like the actual. That was another opportunity for the Philadelphia Flyers. Is it sad to say?
Dobson. Look at Dobson. Real nice and calm, clears the zone, right?
Man, nice wrister there by Anthony Beauvillier. Goes wide, but that's a nice wristing attempt, throwing the puck towards the net. Noah Dobson turns on the Jets. He wins the puck in the corners. He's able to
see what he does. See how he shields. See how he shields his man away so he can make a nice safe pass.
Absolutely.
And there's the pylon with a dump in.
Zdeno Chara is the pylon for those not acquainted just quite yet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, good gracious.
They should have given him the Malachi crunch there on number 23. Mayfield and Lee should have hit him with the Malachi crunch.
The Malachi crunch, Grumpy. Oh, good gracious. It's been
I often complain that the Islanders don't have, Noah Dobson is the best skater. The Flyers don't have any of those guys. I think Ryan Ellis is out at this point in time, isn't he?
I'll have to look it up, Grump. I can't remember. Oh, bad turnover here
Ugh.
in the offensive zone.
Was that Barzell? A
Yeah,
bad
it was
turn?
Matt Barzal. He was expecting maybe Anders Lee to start pinching towards the net,
Or I
but
think he was expecting maybe Kiefer Bellows to hold up his rush a little bit to have that pass coming across.
Mayfield shot from the point again, gets seen and gloved quite easily by Martin Jones. Jeremy Ford saying Salo needs to work on putting a little more snap onto his cross ice passes.
Yeah, he's a work in progress, but I don't have a problem playing him, honestly.
Michael T saying, Happy Martin Luther King Day. Respect. Absolutely. Brian J saying, That's why I'm watching the stream, at least for a few laughs. Brian B says, The Islanders suck. I'll be watching football. Brian B, you didn't tune in with us. You didn't tune in with us on Saturday or Sunday's game coverage, Brian B.
Yeah.
Disappointed.
Disappointed with my brother from another mother.
Scott L saying, Did you guys see Butch Goring's tweet the other day about Ranger fans? No, I did not, but we will pull it.
Not.
James F saying here, Hey guys, I'm finally at an Islander game.
Woo-hoo!
There it is. He's
I
back.
hope you just see a win today, James. That's all I care about.
Yep. Hopefully. I was about to say, let me see what Butch Goring said. Brian J saying, Me too, brother. Tony Cheese saying, Brian John always has the best takes. There it is.
Cheese.
Want you to decide says, Hey, Michael T. Do you have a license to ill?
That means
those
were the Beastie
Boys.
Those are the Beastie Boys. That's right.
Gotcha. Nick D says, I'm surprised that Kiefer is on the first line. How are you guys doing?
I think that he's played so well, and Josh Bailey's just been miserable. But you notice, isn't Bellows naturally a left winger?
Yes, he is. He's playing
okay.
right.
See, that's what I mean. So, all right, we're going to put you on the first line, but you're going to play your off wing while we have the captain, who's a 10-year veteran. We don't want to upset him from doing the nothing that he does. So he's not going to play his off wing, but we're going to play you on the off wing. I don't understand that. Wouldn't you want the younger player who's trying to earn that spot to be as most comfortable as you can be?
I was about to say, especially as you're starting to play well, now we're going to put you on the other wing. We're going to put you on your off wing. Jesus Christ, what a bad decision that is. Kind of feel for Kiefer Bellows a bit. By the way, Butch Goring, Grumpy Old Man, said, I did not know the Rangers fans were even on Twitter. I guess they were in hibernation for the last 3 years.
That's stupid. You know what? That's just dumb.
No need for
just inviting trouble.
I was about to say, no need for that, Butchie. Come on now.
Well, I don't mind that he said it, but it's like, they're going to come at you now, right? That's happening. Yeah, and you could say that when your team is winning, but when you're losing, just asking for trouble. What a terrible cross ice just sling by Nelson there. He's
just trying to get rid of the puck. He had it kind of
dump it down low if you have to.
And now we've got Kiefer Bellows back out there.
Where's the rest? Where are the rest of the Islander forwards? I don't know. Oh, there's Average. Finally gets in the zone.
Average has it down low, Grumpy. Let's see if he's able to feed this. Okay. Bellows is able to get that pass off to Matt Barzal, who now has it and is dispossessed. But
look at and they continue to run into one another. I love it.
I feel like everybody is over. Oh, nice job. Lee throws it there to Matt Barzal, who's able to get a little bit of a chance. Martin Jones able to stop that initial surge there close to the net. Martin Jones, again, hasn't really been tested much today. But, you feel like he's not 100%. He's a little shaky maybe in net. Numbers aren't great this season either for him. Oh, my God.
Oh, who turned that over?
It was Robin Salo back there with Matt Martin. He throws into Matt Martin's skates about, inches away from him. Not a good decision there by Robin Salo. But Sorokin's able to glove it and get a stop of play. We are 16 minutes into the first period, Grumpy Old Man. Does it feel like that?
How would you describe? Yeah, I mean, it had not been a whole lot of whistles. How would you describe the play so far?
It's been sloppy on both sides, right? I would say, I would use the excuse of, oh, man, it looks like they're playing on choppy ice, people slipping and falling all over the place. This is the Islanders' home ice. They should be kind of used to that. And on top of it, man, it's been sloppy. Teams have been colliding into each other, not too many chances. You look at, entertaining hockey. This has not been it. It's just been sloppy by both teams early.
Yeah.
Mm. Well, here's the fourth line. Cal Clutterbuck having a pretty good season this year, too. Throws the puck towards the net. Martin Jones just slaps it away, Grump.
Because
But
the $6 million man just could not get there.
he's not a great skater. Hey, you know what? Scott Mayfield doesn't have a great wrister, but he throws a wrister from the point, hoping maybe some traffic or maybe a deflection could get that on net. But
Nothing wrong with that.
unfortunately, not. All for naught.
But you know what? You never know what can happen if you just play with it.
Ooh, that was
You
a
will
good little exchange there by Cizikas and Pellick, but Pellick unable to control the give back pass. So gobbled up once again by Jones. Mm.
I tell you
Uh,
what, the Flyers still don't seem very tough to me.
well, I mean, the Flyers are a shell of what they used to be, man. You know what I mean?
No, I'm just saying you could always count on them to be physical anyway. I haven't seen that tonight.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when Mike Meow is your coach.
Like, yeah. Jeremy F saying, I'll give Chara some credit. I'll give Chara some credit of his breakout passes. He shows good patience.
He has to show patience. There's no urgency to his game. Can't play a fast game anymore.
Oh man, oh man. Oh god, Chara. Oh,
Whoa.
turns over the puck. Thankfully, though, an Islander's there to recover. But now we've got it stuck in our own zone a bit. We have a tough time clearing it because Chara's dispossessed behind the net. I don't know who that was for the Flyers that was able to put a little pressure on it, but man, oh man.
He looked like a midget, though.
Chara looked, oh, well, next to Chara, anybody looks like a midget, dude. Chara looks like he's skating in sand when he's moving, though, even when he has the puck. Yikes.
Quicksand, even worse than regular sand.
I was about to say, despite the name quicksand, it does not allow you to move quicker. Noah Dobson with the slap shot from the point. Oh! Zach Parise with
had a shot, but he's played like he has all season. No goal. Again.
How the hell? Oh my God! Zdeno Chara back out there on the ice.
I mean, it's 1-on-3, and he got past the first two, just not the third guy.
Mm. Well, looks like we've got it hemmed up in our own zone.
Now this Chara, he doesn't even move. He can't do anything. It's like you're playing a man down when he's in there.
Look at that. He actually won a puck along the boards. He's moving, won a puck along the boards then too, Grump. We're able to clear and get that puck deep. Josh Bailey, look at him taking it around the boards with a nice pass to Beauvillier in front of the net. Unfortunately, just intercepted. Josh Bailey is actually having a good game tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm shocked. You might be as shocked as we are, but he's actually playing well.
Okay. He's looking good for Josh Bailey. He looks like right now Zach Parise, a poor man Zach Parise, how he's played for us this year.
Martin Jones, what the hell was he trying to do? He overhandles the puck, almost gets it intercepted.
I understand. I love these goalies. I love these goalies who think they're Bobby Orr behind the net. It's like
I can hold it for a second or two longer. Let's just go ahead.
Average just has no jump,
and he's on his ass now. Good gracious!
He can't skate. He cannot get from A to B. He needs
Salo doing a good job intercepting that pass along the boards. He gets the headman pass there to average Anders Lee. Matt Barzal skating into the zone. Drop pass to Kiefer Bellows, unable to handle that pass and get the shot off. Oh, that was a good sequence right there and an opportunity and chance for the Islanders.
You know what? Anders Lee is a lot like, a little bit like Zdeno Chara. He needs like 2 refueling stops every shift, you know. We got to change planes and refuel so you can get from the face-off dot to the blue line. I mean, just just can't do it.
Oh man. Well, here it is. I mean, there's only 30 seconds left to play. You know, the Islanders look sloppy just as the Flyers have. At least the Islanders generated a few chances towards the end of that period. So maybe something they're able to build off of. Now, a dump in deep. Casey Cizikas turns on the Jets, wins it. Let's see if any Islanders there are going to accompany him for an opportunity. 20 seconds left remaining in the period. Oh, they flub on the shot at Cal Clutterbuck. Noah Dobson retrieves it down low, tries to give a little pass there to Cal Clutterbuck for a shot opportunity. But it looks like this period is going to end 0-0, grumpy old man.
Well,
not an exciting period with plenty of mistakes by both teams.
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, could have been worse for the Islanders.
Sloppy by both teams. Islanders have a lot they can improve for the second period. They weren't dominated, which was good. I mean, this is a team that is going on 7 losses. The Flyers, you got to come away with a win. Got to kind of go ahead and get a little more solid.
You can see why the Flyers have lost 7 in a row, and you can see why the Islanders are the worst team in the division. Right? Oh, that was a nice save by my pal Jones, though.
It was. I mean, looks like Oliver Wahlstrom takes a little bit of a high stick down low by Cam York, too. That was uncalled. Oh, man, nice deflection. Now, I watched that shot by Dobson. He tries to throw it to the net, and it was a good deflection attempt by Casey Zizekas. Just doesn't go on net. He had an opportunity to put that one in.
True. It was just a sloppy first period. If you're either team, are you pleased? I mean, I guess you would be pleased just going in, hey, at least we're tied. I mean, that's, I think, the best you have to say.
Well, I'll tell you things to be excited about for the Islanders, or at least happy about, Grumpy Old Man. We've talked about the lack of shots and lack of opportunities the Islanders have had as of late. The Islanders registered 11 shots in that first period. You're talking about a team, I think, had 25 shots on target against the Washington Capitals here. So they're throwing the puck on net early and often. They need to.
Yeah, without a doubt. I don't like their shooting percentage, though.
Grumpy Old Man always finding something.
I found it funny that both teams only had 2 block shots.
The Islanders usually register a lot of block shots.
Yeah.
Michael T says, do you guys feel Chara is playing better lately? Is he deserving of ice time now? I think he's played better. I still don't think he's played well. I think he's been playing better as of late. Is he playing better?
Better from abysmal?
Yeah, as I was about to say, he's a guy in a good situation. You want to play him maybe about 11 minutes a night, 12 minutes a night. You have, your top 4 defensemen. I know you like to incorporate, hey, we roll, 3 defensive pairings, we roll 4 lines.
He's a liability on the ice. He's a liability on the ice. Just because he looks better than like 0 does not mean he's good enough to play. I mean, that's the way I look at it. Like Josh Bailey today. All right, looks like he hustled a couple of shifts. 2 shifts I saw him hustling. I'm surprised they don't give him the #1 star right now.
He's hustled all night. This is the best game I've seen Josh Bailey play in a long time. You're right. He got read the riot act. Maybe he looked on social media. He's like, why the hell did I not shoot that opportunity? He needs to be more aggressive, more assertive. And I've seen that tonight out of him, right? We call it like it is. Josh Bailey usually plays very, very miserably. If Josh Bailey put forward the effort he's putting forward tonight on a game in, game out basis, we'd never complain and bitch and moan about Josh Bailey. That's how well he's played in the first period. Give it 1 period in a 3-period game.
If he never scores, yeah, he's still going to get that kind of abuse because he plays a top 6 role. We have guys like Oliver Wahlstrom and Kiefer Bellows, even though Bellows playing up today, who do not play top 6 roles. That is their skill set. Josh Bailey's skill set is a third-line guy. That's his skill set. And if he hustles every night, I have no problem with him. But it's the fact that he's a lazy dog most every single night, and he's given first-line minutes. That just drives me crazy.
James F. saying, try the burnt-end sandwich. Awesome. Ooh. Well, I hope now, James, you got to let us know if you try one of those Shack sandwiches with the Blue Line deli bagel and the Shack chicken.
Right, how much do you think he's going to eat? He just ate a burnt end sandwich. I don't even know what that is. Do you think his name isn't TJ, where he'll go in there and eat 16 hot dogs in an afternoon? That's not him. That is what he's going to eat for the day. I'm going to tell you right now.
I'll be honest with you. If I could probably burn through about 70 or 80 bucks at the concession stand eating in a game.
You're ridiculous.
I'm just saying I could. Michael T said, I have a Paul's Boutique want. I don't know what that means. Is that a song they sing? The Beastie Boys? Jeremy F said, Grump, who is your favorite Islanders back in the dynasty teams?
Well, he said Islander, which is really tough because I had a number of favorite Islanders. I love Gillies, Trottier, Bossy, and Potvin. I also like Wayne Merrick. Always like Wayne Merrick as well. Butch was not one of my favorites. Bobby Nystrom was everybody's favorite, but he wasn't one of mine. It was always one of the big 4. And Wayne Merrick. So, except for a big 4, I just always like Wayne Merrick. Don't know why.
Dave Franco says, another Mayfield penalty. Salah with more turnovers. Where is Aho? Why do we need to watch Chara?
See, that's the thing. Chara doesn't move out there. I mean, that's the problem. Noah Dobson has to do double work because Zdeno Chara is nowhere to be found. He's stapled to the one little spot that he is, and he just circles around with his stick.
Brian J says, real question, are the Islanders going to be in sell mode?
They should be. They
I think
should
they
be.
will be. I think they should be, and I think they will be.
At
Um,
some point in time, you have to look at it. Okay, here's the way I look at it once again. Even with some tweaks, is this team good enough to win a Stanley Cup? In my opinion, no. That's why you go rebuild. You sell these guys, you get rid of these guys while they still have some value.
Here's the other thing too. I don't want us to be in an odd situation where we start rolling off about 8 or 9 wins here before we get to the All-Star break, before we start looming on a trade deadline, right? I mean, like in February, I think mid-February we've got that All-Star break. I don't want us to be in no man's land to where we have any contemplation on whether we should be in sell mode or not. I want it to be made up and determined, so there's no chance we can double down or anything of that nature. If it's a long uphill battle we've talked about ad nauseum on this podcast. Want You Decide says, man, here's some 3 communication. I'm not sure.
It's ill communication.
Ill communication. Gotcha. The Beastie Boys. I've never listened to the Beastie Boys. What can I say, Grump? Nick D says Parise could have passed it. He's had an okay first period, but again, he's an effort guy who doesn't put the puck in the net, and offensively, he's just not as skilled as he once was.
Okay, what was the first thing you said in that last statement? If you don't want to see Islanders win 8 or 9 in a row, I don't think you need to worry about that.
We have a really weak portion of the schedule right now.
Okay, do you think this team is capable of winning 8 or 9 games in a row? I don't know what I'm watching the game today.
Okay, think about this. We play the Flyers today, the Flyers tomorrow, the Arizona Coyotes. I mean, they did play well as of recent, but the Arizona Coyotes. We play the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's a tough team. Then we play the Flyers again. Then we play the Los Angeles Kings, the Seattle Kraken, the Minnesota Wild are good, the Ottawa Senators, the San Jose Sharks, the Kings, and again, then our schedule starts ramping up.
You realize the Kings are second in their division, right?
Really, they played that well this season.
Yeah. I'm just saying, you're just dismissing the Kings, dismissing a lot of these teams. Well, you know what? I bet a lot of other teams look at their schedule. Oh, we're just playing the Islanders. Just dismiss them.
I'm sure they do. Michael T says, just as long as you check your head. Jeremy F says, for a 38, 39-year-old, Green still does all right. I mean, he could get picked up as a depth defenseman for a playoff team. I agree with that.
Yeah. No problem at all. They had a nice article, which we'll talk about Wednesday, The Athletic, about which UFA defenseman would be willing, worth a first-round pick at the deadline. Yep. I think that's where we really need to make a concerted effort to move Scott Mayfield.
And these were for rentals only. So, yes, we'll talk about that. Jake K, 2 minutes of pessimistic, says, agreed. They're boring. I do not want to convince someone to watch hockey by watching the Islanders. But, hey, they've looked a bit more motivated tonight. For certain to have kudos to Josh Bailey. I want to see the same effort I saw in that first period for the second and third period, and you will hear me saying, this is the Bailey I need to see and want to see every single game. I've liked it. Want You to Decide says, well, hello, Nasty. Is this all Beastie Boys songs? I don't know.
I was never accused. The Beastie Boys came out. That's when music kind of ended for me, is when they started coming on. Music is a young man's game. It really is.
Absolutely. Patrick S saying, can Philly win a game?
I think they can. I just hope it's not in the next 2.
Warzone Senior Citizen says here, imagine Taves pairing with Dobson. You got to fire Lou for that disaster of a trade.
We cannot go into that again today.
No, I can't. I'm sorry, Warzone. He also says they choose to keep Zizekas and Martin over Taves. Absolutely. Don't get us started.
It was Letty they kept over Taves.
And they didn't know apparently that Johnny Boychuk was going to be retiring and could be placed on long-term injury too. So, but hey,
what a blunder! What a blunder!
Jeremy F saying Pellick started his All-Star break this shift. Oh God,
has he really deserved being an All-Star this year? I don't think so.
It's off of last year's performance, I think, is what it is. I mean, when I watch it, right,
in the playoffs in particular, was in the playoffs.
He struggled this year when he was not paired up with Pulak early. He was struggling. I mean, as of lately, he's looked back to his normal self, Grumpy. But I mean, he's struggled as of late. Wouldn't you argue?
I didn't think he was great last year either. I thought he was good in the playoffs, but during the regular season, I didn't think he was great. I think the best season he had was 2 years ago in the regular season. I thought he and Pulak were fantastic.
Jeremy F says Bellows isn't used to getting passes like that. Yep, he's a left winger playing on his off wing, and you just kind of think to yourself, a young guy like that, hey, you've played left wing your entire time through juniors, your entire time in the A, and now we're gonna throw you at right wing. Doesn't make sense. Zach
Yeah.
G says, Islanders suck. Go Flyers. Atkinson going to carry the Flyers. Man, I'll tell you, if you're a Flyers fan right now, I
Hey,
feel for your pain.
you know
You
what?
got a lot of pain upcoming.
You're a Flyers fan. I'm glad you're on listening to us tonight.
Yep, absolutely. Jeremy
And I
F.
don't know. I don't know if that was Zach's kid, but if he is, he's a cute kid. He looks like it looks like he's mini mite age, actually. Very young.
That's 6 or 7, right?
I'm going to say 5 or 6.
Okay. Oh, well, 5 or 6, 6 or
Top.
7. Pretty
Well,
close.
that's mini mites. Mini mites are like 5 and 6, I think.
Where they have to use their stick like as a tripod in order to skate, in order to hold themselves up. They've got to clench down hard on that stick. Jeremy F. saying here, I agree with your assessment that the younger player is always compromised to play the offside, thus strengthening the older player argument.
Yeah,
Yep.
it makes, to me, it's nonsense. You would think that the veteran would have an easier adjustment playing on the offside. You would think, right? Been in the league for however many years.
Brian J says, guys, where do I get the links to the other show? I want to tune in. You'll get it. It's in the link in the description. So if you hit expand on Facebook, you'll be able to find it's TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. You'll be able to find it in the link. It'll be like, you'll see, hey, we finished our merchandise store. Right underneath that, you'll say, check out the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man podcast. And that's where the link is for the YouTube page. It's called TJ and the Grumpy Old Man.
I have no idea.
And the Brian B saying the Rams are going to beat the Cardinals tonight. Hey, I said the Rams are going to win, Grumpy. You remember that? You remember that? I said, hey, man, I'm predicting the Rams are winning. I'm saying the Rams are getting far this year, too. This is the year for the Rams, Grump.
It's not the year for the Rams. But if they win, they will beat Tampa because Tampa's seriously banged up, and the Rams are a really good matchup for them. I mean, the Bucs are a really good matchup for the Rams.
Zach G saying the Islanders have got to put Nelson on the first line. No, thank you. Matt Barzal's he's so much. Well, I tell you, Zach's new to the Islanders, but he says, do you agree that Martin Jones is pretty underrated?
No, he sucks.
Now, the one thing I always worry about with the Flyers, and again, he's still a young goalie, is Carter Hart. Carter Hart.
Well, I look at it this way. This is what happens when teams play the Islanders now. They always play their backup.
Well, he's gonna play Carter Hart the next game. They play back to back, Grumpy. So yeah. Carter Hart's gonna get the second game. Michael T saying Butchie putting Ranger fans in their place is awesome. They can't come at Butch. He'll flick them away like fleas.
No, that won't happen. Butch will just have to stop using Twitter for a while. That's what will wind up happening.
He doesn't mix it up often. And here's the thing. Who cares if Ranger fans are chirping? Guess what? We Islander fans were chirping at every other fan base when we were winning. We were chirping at Toronto fans. We were chirping, hey, how's it going, Pajama Boy? We twerp anybody's team who wins chirps. It's just as simple as that. So now the Rangers are winning. They're going to chirp. When the Islanders are winning, we were chirping. And I enjoyed it too.
When were we winning? When were we winning?
Last year, the last 2 years we've been winning, right? The last 2 years we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. We were chirping.
Okay.
Charles C said, never seen such trash. Yeah, the Islanders, again, sloppy play out there. Michael T says, TJ, you're one unique fella. You don't watch movies and you don't listen to music. That's crazy. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
True. It's true.
Michael T said, you listen to any Beastie Boys? No, he does not.
I've listened to some but like not a whole lot. They came, like I said, I was getting a little older. And that's kind of like when music kind of died for me. It was right when they were starting.
Did they sing Brass Monkey, that Funky Monkey? Is that Beastie Boys or is that a different band?
Funky Monkey.
Maybe not. Okay.
Funky Monkey?
Brass Monkey. I thought they sung it. Maybe not. Zach G said the ice isn't the problem. It's just the Flyers have a bunch of guys out and the Islanders just can't get it together. Well, I've noticed these teams have always, when they come to UBS Arena, they're always slipping and sliding all over the place, Grumpy.
I just like how Zach is just coming at the Islanders today.
That's fine. Nick
fans, everything.
You guys make Islanders games entertaining. I really enjoy listening to you guys, then Butchie and AJ. But hey, TJ, you're no Brennan. No worries. I don't try to be. He's good. Brennan's good at what he does.
TJ's really good when he does football broadcasts, so he's very good at it.
Absolutely. Charles C says, got to be the most boring trash team the NHL has seen. I'm not sure it's worse.
Is he talking about Philadelphia or us?
I mean, the Arizona Coyotes are pretty bad. That's tough.
They won today, 6-2.
Jenny S says, what's the score? It's 0-0, Jenny. Nick D says, I'm just a few seconds ahead of you guys, which is not bad. Michael T saying, so the Cardinals or Rams tonight. Who do you guys have? Are you still sticking with the Cardinals, Grump? Or are you going
I'm
Rams?
rooting for the Cardinals. It's
Who do
the
you
only
think
team I think Tampa Bay can beat.
Who do you think is going to win?
Cam Akers is back, but Eric Weddle, after being retired for 2 years, is going to start. That's got to be good news for the Cardinals, no?
I mean, you're not going to have DeAndre Hopkins. Kyler Murray has struggled as of recent. I mean, he's struggled the last few games of the year, and without DeAndre Hopkins, he looks like a different quarterback.
He wears down at the end of the year. But I don't think the Rams have looked good either. Maybe they both. I don't know. I'm just rooting for injuries.
Matthew S says, I'm on a plane and the Wi-Fi is making the game buffer every 5 seconds, but this is working fine. Please be descriptive. Laugh my ass off. We'll make sure we're being descriptive. It's still in a first intermission. Jenny S saying, let's go Flyers. Zach G saying, dude, of course the Flyers aren't playing tough. We have our best players out. Sean Couturier, Ryan Ellis. Derek Brassard's one of your best players. No, come on. And more. We're just lucky your defense is pretty shit. Oh, come on now. The Islanders defense is one of the things
I didn't think Ellis was playing because I didn't see any midgets in their defense corps.
You saw Cam York, that was it.
Honestly, he's a pretty good defenseman.
You like Ryan Ellis. I liked Ryan. Sean Couturier is
a big loss for them, but he hasn't been playing. I don't think they're buying into Mike Meow's coaching style. You thought Vigneault was bad. Meow's even worse.
They need to change structure up a bit. Warzone Senior Sister says, can the grumpy old man name any NHL team that has won with their fourth line as their identity line? Has won a cup, I'm sorry.
Never happened. Never will happen either.
Scott L says the reason why Invisibility is having a decent night tonight is because his wife gave him some. His wife,
very, very possible. Very possible.
Oh man,
doubtful, but possible.
Nick D says Kiefer makes it easy. It's more exciting there with Matt Barzal on the ice with him.
Imagine if he played on the right side where he's supposed to play. Imagine if he was playing left wing, which is where he should be, and then Wallstrom on the other side.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, dump that lump of shit number 27 on the lower line where he belongs, honestly. When was the last time you saw him hustle? 3 years ago?
He threw a check today. Isn't it bad when I'm like, he threw a check today, guys? That's good. Want you decide says number 70 is all over Martin. Martin has nothing to say. Yeah, Matty Martin doesn't want to mix it up as much as he used to. James F says it's a great arena, guys. I've heard it's fantastic. I want to go. I've heard it's fantastic.
Yeah, Ruotsalainen is a big, and he's not afraid to mix it up, Ruotsalainen. So
Zach G saying, going from one game away from the Stanley Cup Finals to being last in the division, I wouldn't trash talk about the Flyers if I. Here's the thing, Zach. I mean, like we could.
When was the last time that the Flyers have advanced to an Eastern Conference Final?
When's the last time the Flyers have won a cup?
Actually, no. They went to a Stanley Cup Final and got beat by Chicago, so it wasn't that long. 10 years or so.
When's the last time they've won a cup? Okay, we'll leave it there.
That was a long time ago.
I was about to say.
My brother's a Flyers fan. He loves the Flyers. I hate them. Sorry,
Jeremy F saying, I'm excited that Bellows is getting a chance to play with Barzal. We just need to slap Wallstrom up there. Absolutely. Patrick S saying here, big snow in Montreal, 30 centimeters of snow from Quebec, guys. I'm from Quebec, guys. We've got here the drop of the puck for the start of the second period, ladies and gentlemen.
How's come out a little bit more physical?
Oh, Chara, man, stands him up in the central or in the middle of the ice. Casey throws on the brakes. We put out the identity line to start the
quote unquote identity line. There's Matt Martin not getting away, reaches in with the stick, could easily get a hooking call there. If the Flyer guy would have kept moving his feet, he would have drawn a penalty.
Well, I'm happy they didn't.
Man, Matt Martin can't play either.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
No, what a save by Sorokin.
Unbelievable save. I mean, that's highway robbery. And I'll tell you, right? The puck bounces off of Dobson's stick. And, dude, Chara is so freaking slow. You've got a 2-on-0 situation. Chara looks like, he looks like one of those guys who just kind of, again, he looks like he's in a Claritin commercial before you start taking the product where everything looks hazy and everything's moving a million miles a second. That was a 2-on-0 and a fantastic save by Sorokin. Unbelievable save.
Beautiful.
Oh, unfreaking believable, grumpy old man.
Yeah.
And a good opportunity by the Flyers, too.
that to me, Sorokin's the reason why the Islanders are favorite to win today. They just have the better goalie.
Yep. Could you imagine? Again, we always play this game. If Sorokin was playing for the other team, could you imagine if there'd be a different, if it would
We'd
be a
never
different
score.
outcome?
We'd never score. If he was a goalie for the other team, we'd lose. We'd get shut out every night.
I'm not sure that
Another
bad.
nice kick save by Sorokin. Not much of a shot, but still.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Anders Lee just lazily dumping it in.
Well, here's the thing.
A cursory challenge.
Here's the thing, Grump. I would argue the first 2 minutes have been in favor of the Flyers. And man, oh man,
no argument there.
Yeah, I tell you that
Robin Salo is just not ready for the NHL.
He needs more time, but he's. I don't think he's ready yet either. Oh my God, who the hell was that with the turnover? Jesus,
Bellows.
Bad turnover.
He's looking to make a pass, but no one can skate.
And he finishes the check, though. We're able to regain possession.
Again,
and Anders Lee dumps it down low. Kiefer Bellows is going to go, or Brock Nelson goes chasing. Ooh, a little opportunity for Josh Bailey. And, of course, he makes the pass.
No, he's passing.
Intercepted by the Flyers. They've got a 3-on-2 break headed there to Sorokin. They rip one past wide.
3-on-1. It was actually 3-on-1 because Char was one of the two.
Oh, man. I won't say that.
But you see, that's a case where Kiefer Bellows is not comfortable playing on his off wing.
Oh, dude, that's
turnover. What a save.
Fantastic, Grumpy. Spectacular is right. Oh, I cannot wait until somebody clips that. I've got a short one here from Nicole, Grumpy Old Man. I'll go ahead and show this on screen. You talk about an outstanding save. What a save by Sorokin. It's a 2-on-0 opportunity. What a save.
Leighton is usually an Islander killer, too.
Look at this save. Oh, he spreads across. Yeah. A sprawling save. Beautiful. Excellent save.
Beautiful. That's athleticism. That's his athleticism right there.
He moves side to side. You know, one of the best goalies moving side to side, I think.
Without a doubt.
Matthew S. saying, are you just so sad about the Eagles that you have to now watch your shitty hockey team? Oh, God.
Yeah, the Eagles have their issues, too.
Oh, man.
Nice play by Brock, just making sure he cleared the zone without a stick. Nice job.
Oh, Jesus.
Chara, my God, he can't move.
Dude, you could tell, dude. It was like he was trying to go ahead and shovel a whole bunch of coal in that locomotive, and he could barely get that thing going. That short little burst. The Islanders, I mean, they're dumping and chasing. They win the puck. Here's Casey with an opportunity, and Casey Zizekas draws a hooking penalty. The Islanders are going to be headed to the power play, first of the evening for the New York Islanders.
Look at Bailey hustling again. This is one of the 1 or 2 games all year that Bailey's going to play well, and that'll be enough. You'll hear all the Bailey fights or Bailey files come out and say, "Look at how great Josh Bailey was. He was sensational last night." Yeah, I know he didn't score any goals or take any shots, but boy, did you see him hustle? You know, at some point in time, you got to be productive too. Like I said, they're showing that replay of a nice play by Nelson, just without a stick, clearing that puck out of the zone. Nice job, Nelson.
Yep, absolutely. Good job by Brock Nelson.
Right to the box for one of those flyer punks.
Islanders starting on the power play, Grumpy Old Man. Islanders 21st in the NHL on the power play. The Flyers 19th on the penalty kill. So hopefully we're able to come away with a goal. Our power play has kind of been a little cold as of recent, Grump. A one-time attempt there by Oliver Wahlstrom goes wide of the net. John wins the puck back.
This is another situation where Kiefer Bellows. Oh, I thought he should have
bad pass by Noah Dobson. I think he was shot, and last second he determined to pass the puck. The Flyers are able to gain possession and dump it out. A minute and 20 seconds a minute and 20 seconds steal here for the Islanders on the power play.
And Anders Lee again just tumbles to the ice. I'll tell you what. People say, "Well, gosh, Wahlstrom can't skate." Have you seen Lee? I mean. He can't even move. He's another guy who can't move.
Nice zone entry by Noah Dobson and a hell of a slap shot. I think it's blocked there by Jones.
I think it was wide.
Okay. But here we go. Oh, my God. Nice job saving that by Wahlstrom. Yes, Grumpy. Oh, my goodness gracious. Here looks like an opportunity. Shorthanded and holy crap.
Another save by Sorokin.
What an opportunity. I was more scared with how poor we were on that defensive there. I mean, we just almost gave up a shorty. A hell of a save by Sorokin. But man, oh man, what a bad job by our defense on that situation. It was Oliver Wahlstrom and Matt Barzal back on defense. Another 2-on-1 break. Holy shit.
Oh, 3 saves by Sorokin.
Sorokin's been fantastic. He has stood on his head this evening. He's the only thing keeping the Islanders in the game right now. Who would have figured the Flyers would have more opportunities on a freaking penalty kill than the Islanders would on a power play? Yikes.
Anybody who's watched the Islander power play this year would have assumed that.
Oh, Jesus, man. That was a woeful power play.
See, way
The
too slow.
Flyers, the
Way too
Flyers
slow. Pellick just way too slow moving the puck. I mean, you knew it was coming. Just so the slow puck movement,
okay.
just slow.
Yeah, okay. Pellick was out there. It was after the power play was up. But that being said, Grumpy, I mean, the Flyers look like they've been carrying action in this second period so far. 5 minutes in, no, Grumpy?
Yes, without a doubt.
Not good start for the Islanders. That's for certain. Oh, goodness. Not a good start for the Islanders.
You wonder where the Flyers are going to end up in the standings this year. I still think the Islanders will pass them. They're not making the playoffs, just like the Islanders aren't. But still, I don't understand. Mike Meow is not the answer.
Yeah, why don't you just call him Mike Yao? Gotcha.
Because I want to call him Mike Meow. That's why.
You have to pause to think about his name, the little quip you got for him, man. Just let it roll.
Mike Meow. I'm going to call him Mike Meow. Don't you worry about it.
Mike Meow. Mike Meow. Like Mike Wazowski there, Grumpy. Been kind of sloppy though since that since the power play opportunity ended for the Islanders. I mean, you're seeing a lot of turnovers by both teams. Chara dispossessed by the puck, throws it down the ice, but at least hopefully we're able to get a change, especially with the long change in the second period. Hopefully Chara's able to get off the ice. He's unfortunately not. God almighty.
Oh, what's sloppy again? Both teams. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's tough to watch.
Nice job. Nice job by Matt Barzal winning that opportunity. You've got Kiefer Bellows going in deep around, tries with a wraparound opportunity, almost sneaks its way into the net. Ooh, good opportunity by Kiefer Bellows. Oh, Matt Barzal unable to corral the puck. Ooh, I tell you, not been a very clean period by either team so far. Flyers break their stick. It looks like it's going to be essentially a 3-on-1 with one Flyer without a stick. But hey, they get back and a few chops at it by Zach Parise. It still holds at 0. Good job by Martin Jones standing tall.
You know what? Zach Parise could make anybody look like a Vezina candidate.
Oh, good gracious. I tell you, sloppy play. Like, even you look at the broken stick, right? You can't control that, but just unlucky for both teams so far, grumpy old man. But back to a few comments. Jeremy F. said, I say that Char is the best 44-year-old in the league by far. I think the only 44-year-old in the league also.
I agree.
Zach G says here, what about Thornton? At least Thornton has good style.
I think Thornton is younger than 44.
Oh, man. Jer Ben saying, hey, boys, look at that fella. Look at that.
Love that picture. That's a good picture.
Jeremy F saying Bailey is fine on the third line, but you can't compete when you're given $5 million to your third line. You could say the same thing about Jean-Gabriel Pageau.
We have 2 of them. That's right.
Yep.
Our bottom 6 guys get paid. No problem paying them.
JD says here, how often do you go to the games? Well, I don't live in New York, so not all that often, but I know Grumpy at least goes to a few of the away games. He doesn't live in New York either. We haven't been to the new stadium yet. We go to the games, though. We go to the games when they're in town. Frank Hay says the offense is barely at an AHL level. It blows badly. There needs to be a new voice in the room to implement a real offensive system because this is pathetic.
That's right, Frank. The offense is saying rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Michael T says your burnt end sandwich sounds delicious. Jeremy F saying, I think Pageau, Bavillier, and Bailey would be a great third line. Nelson, Lee, and Palmieri, Bellows with Barzy and Wally.
Yeah, could you imagine paying that third line? What, 5, 10, what, $14 million? But that's
Grumpy,
a lot of money.
You'd be shocked. Phil's Facts, not a fan of this. Not a fan of the comment that I think Bailey's been playing well. He said, I think he's looked terrible tonight. I think Josh Bailey's looked good. I think the effort level's been there. No?
That's what it's effort. All this is effort because there are no results from him, just none. 3 saves, 3 point-blank saves. Atkinson is seeing Sorokin in his sleep tonight.
Oh, good gracious. I tell you, Sorokin's playing a hell of a game. He's the only reason we're still in it. He's
Yeah.
had a fantastic evening. A few slap opportunities by Parise, unable to go ahead and get one to slide in.
Jones, nice positioning there. He knew Parisi was there. There's no risk of him getting the puck up or doing anything creative.
JD Sports says, how do you feel about the refs' calls tonight?
They've been fine. I'm not a big fan of the little ticky-tack, little borderline hook penalties that they call. I hate them.
Neither am I, but I mean, it's just how the league's called it. Oh, bad turnover there by by Jones, which is won back by the Flyers. But it's been just a sloppy game altogether, and I'm not sure power plays are going to give us any type of goal. That's for certain. I mean, the Islanders' power play looked woeful, unless maybe they give up a shorthand and go, oh, Parise caught there a good opportunity. Unfortunately, he passes it across the middle of the ice, intercepted by the Flyers' defense.
Doesn't it just has like a 1-0 shootout victory for someone here today? Doesn't it?
It definitely doesn't help the Islanders, who just cannot score goals, man. I mean, the Islanders average about 2.2 goals a game. Yikes. Scott L says, Grumpy, I love your reactions to TJ when he gets movies, when he gets music and movie references. They're great.
Yeah, because he bungles them. I try not to be negative, though. Everyone knows I'm Mr. Positivity on this podcast.
Oh, good gracious. Yeah, that's for certain.
It almost has like first goal wins feel to it, doesn't it? I mean,
think about how bad that is. First goal wins feel to it in a hockey game, to where we have struggled scoring all season, and it's got first goal wins feel to it. The Flyers, I mean, you talk about how sloppy both teams were as of early. I mean, Jesus, now that's a long stretch pass that just goes right past the Flyers' left wing. So they turn over that puck an opportunity. We try the long pass. Man, oh, man, I tell you, it's been sloppy all over the place.
Oh, man, that stick got up. I wonder if they got a penalty call. Maybe not. Nope.
Oh, here it is. Flyers' third power play comes. Josh Bailey off for high sticking. Jeez.
He got the stick up. He did. Let's be fair.
Oh, goodness. Josh Bailey now heads to the box.
He's like,
no need for it. Was barely a tap, but it's a high stick. Gotta be
here's
better.
The worst thing. The guy was already past him.
Michael T said, I like Dave Langeman. And later on, when he came to buy on those, I liked Gordy Lane.
Yeah, Gordy Lane, 2 defensemen back from the olden days. Really good.
Oh, man, oh, man. Ooh. Brian B said, that's a great buffer. I just did intro for wild card game. Wild card action. Da-da-da-da. Super wild card weekend. Michael T said, how do you not like Butch Goring back in the day? The Islanders, are you insane?
Okay, that wasn't the question, Michael T. The question was, who was my favorite Islander? Didn't say favorites. He said favorite. That's why I said, it was always the big four. I couldn't really name one. So then I said, for somebody who's not a big four, I picked Wayne Merrick.
That's a good opportunity. Just goes right over the crossbar. A nice job. Again, Sorokin's been keeping us in this game. James F. says, come on, someone's smoking weed outside the terrace. I mean, I guess they got to do anything they can to go ahead and get through this Islander game.
Maybe it's medicinal marijuana.
Some people choose alcohol. Some people choose marijuana, I guess.
Or maybe they're just in pain, from watching the Islanders, and their doctor said, here, you're an Islander fan, here's some medicinal marijuana for you. Whenever they start playing really poor, take a hit on that. Straighten you right out. Oh, my God, Chara. Oh, my God, Chara. I don't like Chara and Green back there at the same time. I guess there's not a whole lot of movement to be done in the box formation, but still. I mean,
what else are you going to do, Grumpy? That's for certain. I mean, yeah, goodness gracious. I tell you. Oh, a good little job breaking up that pass by Parise.
Yeah, nice job.
Parise's seen a lot of ice time today.
Yeah. Well, Barry loves him. He loves his 37-year-olds and older.
I mean, he's played a lot on the special teams.
It's funny because the Flyers had a couple. Again, that was slow. Too slow developing on the power play.
It was a good job, though, of Sorokin by not allowing that to be a rebound and gobbling up that shot.
They made a couple of nice plays earlier, feeding a guy right in front of that. where Van Riemsdyk flubbed on it, and I forget who the other guy was, where they would have had nice scoring opportunities and kind of gone away from that a little bit. It looks a little bit like the Islanders' power play right now, just ineffective.
Absolutely. I tell you. Oh, 3 opportunities by the Flyers. It looks like they're probably going to come up empty-handed. Only a minute or only 50 seconds left here on this power play opportunity for the Flyers. Haven't come with a lot of good opportunities. At least haven't hemorrhaged. Uh-oh. Just as about to say that. It looks like there's going to be a 2-on-1 with Cizikas, and Adam Pelech unable to get off the shot. He dumps it down deep, and they just burn. The Islanders continue to burn precious seconds on this Philadelphia Flyers power play. 30 seconds remaining.
Precious seconds. Tick, tick, tick. Like sands through the hourglass.
Well, it looks like the Islanders are going to kill this one off. And it looks like here's another opportunity by Brock Nelson. And maybe a shot there comes from Anthony Beauvillier. I think it goes wide of the net. Just 10 seconds remaining here on this power play.
Oh, Chara, why?
Chara pinches, and I mean, they just, oh, God almighty. And oh, my God, Sorokin has to come up with a huge sprawling save on an opportunity because Chara bites on an Chara shorthanded bites. What the hell? Man, oh, man. Oh, Chara looks like he got a little bit of trip down low.
No. It's because, like, he's a sequoia where the roots are rotted. So
Zach Parise does a good job fighting. Oh, Brock Nelson up in the toy department. He rifles that one home with a wrister, giving the Islanders a 1-0 lead over the Flyers.
That's why I don't like Martin Jones right there.
Oh, dude, that's a hell of a shot. It's a screen shot and opportunity. There's no way he's coming up with that save.
Yeah, that shot was from a long ways out.
What a shot by Brock Nelson, and a good job by Parise fighting and winning that opportunity.
Look at Bailey. Well, if puck losses.
Look at that. I mean, he puts that top shelf, man. He's screened too. He uses number 70 there. For the Flyers screen. Yeah, he uses Ristolainen as a screen opportunity, and he rifles that one home.
That's a good shot. That's a
nice shot. No, not many goalies are making that save. Hell of a job. That's Brock Nelson's team leading 11th goal on the season. That's 11th goal on the season there for Brock Nelson, leads the Islanders.
I think this game is over.
Drew S says Trotz doesn't play Wahlstrom on the first line because he doesn't want to prove how wrong he was in that Tampa series.
Very possible.
Ryan F says Bobby Bourne back in the day.
Yeah, I like Bobby Bourne too.
Warzone Sister says at least the good news is Atu Ratu is a superstar. He's playing well. I'll tell you that much.
We got a long way to go to tell if he's going to be anything. Oh, nice play by Dobson to corral that bouncing puck.
Absolutely.
Bellows never saw a shot he didn't want to take, and I like that about
him. He throws one, tries to throw one towards the net, but it goes just wide.
You see, I feel bad for Bellows because he's getting an audition on the first line.
But he's playing his off wing.
He's so uncomfortable out there. You can just tell playing the off wing.
Oh, man. I tell you. Robin Salo back deep. Holy shit. Robin Salo turns over the puck because Andy Green and him are not on the same page. And Noah Dobson and him are not on the same page. Ugh. Anders Lee gets enough to clear the puck.
Just clear the zone. Let Sorokin do the rest.
Well, it looks like Bellows is playing on the left-hand side now, Grumpy.
Yeah, they have done. And they were kind of both playing the same wing for a while. So
I've got that third line out here for the Islanders. Oof. Wahlstrom tried to impede opportunity going the other way.
Well, Wahlstrom was doing a lot of pirouettes there.
I was about to say he tried. Dumps the puck. Jean-Gabriel Pageau dumps the puck down low for Parise, who's able to hold it up there in the corner, fighting alongside with the Philadelphia Flyers. Oh, okay. Oh my God. Josh Bailey just got another assist. He just got a freaking secondary assist on that BS shot. God almighty. 13th assist. He got this
was the primary assist on that. The puck fell off his stick and went to Nelson.
That was Zach Parise who had the primary assist.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Bailey.
Nope. Okay. They say they're given a primary assist, I believe, to Josh Bailey.
Bailey?
I'm sorry, a secondary assist to Josh Bailey.
Okay. I thought Bailey had okay, it doesn't matter.
I'll pull it up what it says here, Grump. That being said, a little over 5 minutes remaining here in this second period. Islanders strike first with the early lead. This is nice. The Islanders play better when they've got that lead. 1-0 lead is something we feel comfortable protecting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say at the end of the
way
period,
Sorokin's playing tonight.
you're going to see more shots from the Flyers this period, though, regardless of the score.
Oh, Robin Salo rips one from deep and gets his first NHL goal past a Martin Jones. I'm sorry, actually, Cal Clutterbuck is going to get Cal Clutterbuck is going to get the tip in. Never mind there, Grump.
Now you see why the Flyers have lost 7, soon to be 8 games in a row.
Yeah.
They're just not very good.
I'm sorry. Maybe I misspoke. Maybe it wasn't Parise with the takeaway. Was that Josh Bailey with the takeaway? Did Josh Bailey take that puck away at center ice? And is he the one who assisted Brock Nelson? Man, I really thought
that's what I said. You just ignore me when I tell you things.
I was wrong, Grumpy. What can I say?
And I think that's just a clean goal. I think that's clean in from Salo. I don't think there's any deflection.
A little bit of a deflection.
I
was just reading what they said. It looked like Cal Clutterbuck was going to get it.
I don't know. But yeah, here's the thing. Bailey didn't even make the pass. He was skating in and it kind of fell off his stick and Nelson picked it up.
Andrew Gross corrected himself. It was not touched by Cal Clutterbuck. That is Robin Salo's first NHL goal.
I don't know why you just don't listen to me. You're too busy listening to other people.
Up. I looked at what they say. Usually they have some sort of in on the stat sheets.
You were over here shredding me when I kept on saying it was Bailey. No, it's Parise, wrong. Like everyone else. I know I watch the games. Other people don't actually watch the games, so they don't know.
We got to get a whole bunch of comments. Nick D says here, hey, Grumpy, AJ's hair is all right tonight. The girl is crafty.
Yeah, but her shirt is hideous. I don't know where she got that shirt, but it looks like a rag on her.
Christopher C said, hey, Grumpy, question. Since we all know you hate the Flyers, I'm curious, is there a history between you guys going back that you got your hatred for them? Why don't you go ahead and give us the history, Grump, at this commercial break?
I've always hated the Flyers. They're the dirtiest team in the league. You got to remember, when I was a kid, in my teens.
Many years ago,
they were, the Broad Street Bullies. And they were a real goon squad back then. And my brother was a Flyers fan. So, I still, anytime, we talk about, Bobby Nystrom scoring the winning goal. Oh, well, they had an offside penalty. Yeah, here's the thing. The Islanders beat them. Just suck it up. That's a typical Flyer fan. They always got a problem. Flyers fans, Philadelphia in general, the whole city, almost the whole state, it's just miserable. I've always hated the Flyers because they were dirty. They were a bunch of cheap shot punks.
Oh, really?
Them and the Bruins were the reason why they had the third man in rule, because one of their punks would start a fight and, they got this, like Bobby Clark would get into scrap with somebody. You'd see all the rest of the Flyers jump this one guy who was going after Clark. I mean, all of them. I mean, then the Bruins did the same thing. So,
well, now they said they're officially giving Cizikas the goal because he deflected the puck in the net.
Bullshit.
Yep, I'm just telling you. New York Islanders said 2-0 on the deflection from Casey Cizikas. Okay. So, James F says Grumpy in the arena. They're calling Isles Nation. Stop. There's only one nation, and you know the nation there is, Grumpy.
It's true.
What's the nation, Grumpy?
I don't know.
That's a wrestling thing. Something nation. Okay, fair enough.
No, that's the nation of domination. That's not. No.
Okay, maybe that's what he's talking about. The nation.
No, it's not what he's talking about.
Well, hey, a nice job there by Salo. He gets an assist, throwing the puck towards the net.
The Islanders used to be like, this is Islander country. That's what it used to be.
Tony Cheese saying, you should be able to
Chiefs Nation. I think it's Chiefs Nation. Isn't it Chiefs Nation? The Kansas City Chiefs?
I don't know, Grumpy.
I think it is.
The Islanders have a 2-0 lead here. 2 goals scored in the second period. About a little less than 5 minutes left remaining in the period. The Islanders could go up. I mean, I'll tell you, if the Islanders can go there, if the Islanders can go into this third period with a 2-0 lead, I mean, I feel comfortable they're coming away with a win this evening.
All they do is score one goal, and they were going to beat the Flyers.
You think it's that bad for the Flyers, or is Sorokin playing?
Terrible. They're terrible. They are terrible. They look worse than us, if that's even possible.
Oh, goodness. Tony Cheese says, you should be able to feature TJ and the Grumpy Old Man on the Islanders Never Say Die channel and vice versa. I know. I just kind of like to keep them separated. I don't want people to come here expecting the Islanders and then for us to have, a TJ and the Grumpy Old Man show. So maybe we'll do that one time if people want us to, but I just don't want to mix it. I don't want people coming here and be like, what the hell is this? This isn't Islanders. People do that, believe it or not. They get all upset.
It's like all of a sudden we've gotten a little bit lazy here.
Yep. Or maybe the Philadelphia Flyers are pressing a little bit here before the period ends. They need to score, right? If you're the Flyers, you need to score with 4 minutes left remaining, to at least cut this to a 1-goal game for the third period.
Yeah, like I said, but I don't see it happening. Not with Sorokin in net. They had their chances. They had a couple of chances to put the puck in net, couldn't do it. And that's what happens.
Scott L says, yes, Brass Monkey is a Beastie Boys song, Grump. I thought it was, and you called me crazy.
I didn't call you crazy. I said I didn't know. There's a difference between calling you crazy and saying, oh, no.
Warzone Senior System says, who is this guy in the top 5 lottery Grumpy Old Man wants?
No, who is a guy in the top 5 lottery that I want? I don't know, but this draft is pretty deep, and we'll get into that when it gets closer. Right now, we're focusing on the Islanders making the playoffs at this point in time.
I mean, right? Everybody talks about pain for Shane Wright. There's a lot of guys over here. I mean, like there's still a lot of movement that can be had here. I mean, they're about halfway through the junior season and everything like that. So, they still plenty of time left before we can go ahead and make him pass any type of judgment on who should go where. Patrick S said, "Do you guys think that Carey Price is getting traded?"
No. He's got too big of a contract.
I was about to say, too big of a contract is right.
He is starting to do some rehab assignment now, though. As of today.
Canadians not having Carey Price really hurts them.
That's not the reason why they're terrible, though.
I'm not saying it is, right? Offensively, they've been terrible. Defensively, they struggled. And in that, I mean, Carey Price was fantastic last year. He was showing signs of like the old Vezina Carey Price. And when you're missing a Vezina goalie and he played like a Vezina goalie last season, that's a big loss.
Yeah.
John V says, any team calling Derek Brassard one of their best players isn't a very good team.
On the nosy, John.
Warzone Senior Citizen said, I trade average Angelie for a 7th round pick.
I would hope you get a little bit something more than that, because it's a salary dump. Look at how calm Sorokin is in net. No problem.
Man, he's dialed in. Sorokin is dialed in today. Scott L says 1975, the last time the Flyers won a cup.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now, again, about 4 minutes left here, Grumpy Old Man, in this second period. With how sloppy this game has been played so far, I feel confident the Islanders are going to win this up 2 goals. I just hope Sorokin keeps the shutout, to be honest.
Yeah, I smell shutout.
Wow, the fourth line does a good job on the forecheck, winning the puck from the Islanders on that dump.
Rustline is not a great skater because Matt Martin was. Oh, well, I knew he wasn't a great skater, but Matt Martin could keep up with him. So, how good of a skater could he be? Not much. I don't understand why guys jump as they're getting hit along the boards. I mean, all you can do is
bounce off a little bit.
Well,
the Islanders
lean into the glass, but
the Islanders ice the puck. 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in this second period. Zach G says here, Islanders are a good team when full strength. They just need to do a team rebuild. Trade Bailey while he still has some value and make a trade. Well, Zach G, maybe he has been listening to this podcast for years and years, months and months, because that's something we espouse on a consistent basis. A retool is needed. You can get rid of Bailey, do it, and bring in Tarasenko. We want to do that this offseason, but
no. See, he said rebuild, and I agree with Zach. A rebuild is what they need, not a retool. Rebuild.
Well, here it is. Now the Islanders just off of that icing. Chara still on the ice. Look at this. Holy shit.
Oh.
You talk about one of the flukiest goals I've ever seen. It still counts as a goal nonetheless. What the hell? The Flyers throw this as it's as intended as a pass. It knocks off of Noah Dobson's shoulder and goes in the net. Jesus, man, I'll tell you. Oh, that's a fluky one. That is a fluky goal and one that Sorokin, I'm sure, wants back but wasn't expecting. Holy crap.
Why is Chara...
Oh, dude, he caught that late. Sorokin didn't even see it. He wasn't expecting it. He lost the vision of the puck. I mean,
it bounced off his arm.
Yep, Kopechny throws the puck, and it just hits, and he throws the puck as a pass. It hits off of Dobson and trickles its way into the net. Well, the Flyers are able to find that much-needed goal before the period ends, making this a 2-1 game. Wow. Ooh, I tell you.
It's a funny game. The puck takes funny bounces, doesn't it?
It does. This is I was not expecting any. I mean, like you look at the play, right? Sometimes fluky goals go in, and you need those goals, and they count all the same. So the Flyers able to cut this lead to 1. That's what they need to do before the start of the third period.
Yeah, 2 goals would have been way too high a mountain to climb.
Chara, God Almighty, he almost loses that puck down low. I tell you, he moves oh so slow. It's hard to believe that he moves slower and slower every game.
His pace is what I would call glacial at best.
Like a mammoth out here on the ice. Oh God,
Moves like an ice flow. Just
dude, I don't know who that is. Number 27 by the Flyers, man. That you talk about
he's
a hell.
outworking us. Nice play by Brock Nelson, though. Let's give a little credit where credit's due. Ooh, we got away with the trip. Bailey got away with the trip there.
Yeah.
Bailey.
Konechny, goodness gracious, there on that opportunity. Well, I'll tell you, for the Flyers, Gerald Mayhew, a hell of a job. I mean, you talk about he was putting pressure on that forward check. He was really causing issues for the Islanders. That was a hell of an individual shift by Mayhew. About a minute and 20 seconds remaining here in the second period. Was that not a hook? We see what's called as a hook on a consistent basis. Was that not a hook against Anthony Beauvillier?
Yeah.
The Islanders were called for a freaking phantom hook. They call them all the time in the NHL. I didn't think it was a hook. Was that not a hook? And oh my God,
a break
opportunity.
A save again by Sorokin.
Again, Sorokin standing on his head.
Is that Cam Atkinson again?
Oh, I don't know, Grumpy. I'll have to see who that is on replay. Man, oh man,
86.
Sorokin standing on his head this evening. Besides that fluky one that trickles in the net, he has been fantastic. Stopping 2-on-0s, stopping breakaway opportunities. A hell of a job by Sorokin. Once again, only thing keeping the Islanders in this game. The puck is bouncing. The puck is bouncing, that's for certain.
How many odd man chances have they had today?
The Flyers have been able to use their speed to get odd man chances on the slow defense or flat-footed defense of the Islanders at times. And is it a shock that it's always freaking Chara on the ice when this happens? Every single freaking time. Every time Zdeno Chara's on the ice. It's not a freaking mystery, guys. Not a mystery. The dying seconds, the Islanders are holding on, hoping not to give up a goal here before the second period ends.
That'll do it.
And they dump the puck. The Islanders are going to go into the third period with a 2-1 lead over the Philadelphia Flyers, Grumpy.
Yeah. And honestly, not deserved. I mean,
totally not deserved.
If we had Martin Jones in net and they had Sorokin, they'd be beating us.
Well, here's the thing. The
Flyers carried the play for the majority of the period.
You talk about an even pretty much on the board in shots, 21 in favor there, 21 shots to 20 in favor of the Philadelphia Flyers. Both power play units have been woeful at best. 0-4 on the day on the power play for the Islanders and the Flyers combined.
So it was 13-9 was the shot totals advantage Philadelphia in the second period. I thought they carried the play for the most part.
13-7.
They certainly dominated early. But then we had our spurt, for maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and then they picked it up again. So, but that's when the Islanders are playing good. That's what it looks like, right? We're just hanging on. We turned on for a couple minutes, score a couple goals, and then we just coast out the rest of the game.
John M.
It'll be a little bit tighter than we were hoping with that fluky goal, though.
Absolutely. I mean, you're going to be in for a real dogfight in that third period. When you go into the third period up 2, you can play a little bit more defensive style. And if you just catch them on a counter, you make that 3-0 or 3-0, and that the game's kind of over. John M. saying, "Good evening, gentlemen. At work, trying to watch you, the Islanders, and manage over 35 league going tonight at my rink."
You could probably get a couple Islanders to play in that league. Matter of fact, quite a few.
You might see a few Islanders in doubling in that league. Jeremy F. saying, "Wow, Sorokin, that was awesome. He is so good."
Very true.
Oleg Kvasha smoked more cigarettes than the Marlboro Man.
They're probably those cheap Russian cigarettes, though.
Kevin H says, "Talk heating up about John Klingberg from the Stars being trade bait. The Islanders a buyer to shore up their shaky defense." Oh, please no, Kevin.
Well,
it's a mountain too tall to climb for us.
That's an interesting situation because Klingberg does not want to leave the Stars, but they didn't. You think about the guys they have on long-term deals, right? Jamie Benn, Tyler Seguin, and there's another player too. locked up long term. And, you can only have so many of those guys who are going to flame out at the end of the contract, and they don't want to take another one on Klingberg, to be honest with you. So he says, he didn't say he wanted to be traded, but he intimated that. So he is available. That said, there's no way the Islanders should be trying to pick anyone up this year. We are not good enough to win a Stanley Cup. Just not good enough. And then what do you do? Resign him as he's 29 years old, some monstrous contract? I mean, just no, can't do it.
You talk about a hell of a job. Look at that leg save there by Sorokin. I mean, that's not even his best save of the period, but Jesus, look at this. It was a 2-on-1 opportunity. Oh, man, look at that. I tell you, he's been strong in net all evening. Besides that fluky bounce off of Noah Dobson, he has been really strong in net, Grump.
Yeah. I mean, he's been fantastic. 3 saves in that sequence, and then he had another couple of huge, just like point-blank stops.
Yep. John M. saying Parise needs to dish the puck off. His shots are noodly.
True.
Ariel C. said, this whole dump and chase is such a yawn fest.
Well, the main reason is because we can't chase.
Yeah.
We can't chase. We can dump. We just can't chase.
I was about to say, we're not getting that. I mean, we're not getting to the puck, which is that's the tough part, right? We're dumping it, but we're not winning a lot of those dump and chase opportunities. So that's what makes it tough for certain grumpy old man. Jake K says that was a crazy save by Sorokin to save us and make up for blowing by Chara, make up for the Flyers blowing by Zdeno Chara.
Boy, not surprised at that. I remember when guys used to be just one Zamboni could clean the ice. I guess they're just not that good anymore. Zamboni.
Oh, come on. That's not it. That's not it, Grumpy. What they do is they've got multiple Zamboni drivers so that, it's easier so they could do like the halftime or the intermission shows. Oh, Grumpy, speaking of intermission, do you know what time it is, Grumpy old man?
It's ad time. Get to it.
Oh, well, thank you, Grumpy. Yes, it is ad time. And who's our sponsor, Grump?
DraftKings.
That's right. The NFL playoffs are here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is kicking things off with a huge offer. Counting down to Super Bowl 56, new customers get just 56-1 odds on any wild card team to win their game. Bet just $5 and win $280 in free bets if your team is victorious. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, you still have something to play for this wild card weekend. Everyone can play for huge cash prizes with DraftKings daily fantasy football contests. DraftKings is giving all new customers a free shot at millions of dollars in total prizes with their first deposit. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the promo code THPN and get 56-1 odds on any NFL team. Bet just $5 and win $280 in free bets if your team wins. That's promo code THPN this wild card weekend at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You must be 21 years or older in New Jersey, Indiana, or Pennsylvania only. New customers only. Minimum of a $5 deposit and a $1 wager is required. One per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for full details. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You were so close to making that a clean read, too. So close.
I know, Grumpy. I tried. I was like, I tried, Grumpy, but it just didn't happen. What can I say? Jeremy F. saying James Van Riemsdyk looked like Bailey hanging onto the puck. Shoot that thing, James Van Riemsdyk. That's a difference between a skilled player and the lower tiered players. Think about it. James Van Riemsdyk used to be highly touted too.
On our team, he'd certainly be a top 6 forward on this team.
For certain. Want you to sigh says Butchie giving credit to the fourth line for turning things around. Shut up.
Nothing if not predictable.
Michael T saying Chara is one of the tree people from The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies. Oh yeah, for sure. I've seen that movie. I've seen The Hobbit. I like The Hobbit. I like The Hobbit.
Okay. You realize it's Lord of the Rings, not The Hobbit. Okay, there are hobbits.
The Hobbit was a movie. Prequel.
He's talking about the second Lord of the Rings movie, okay? That's what he's talking about. He's not talking about The Hobbit. The Hobbit's a different movie.
I know it's a different movie. It's a different series, but it's like a prequel.
No, okay, just move on.
It's a prequel to Lord of the Rings. Jeremy F. says Dobson to Wahlstrom are out of sync. I'd rather have Bellows playing with Wahlstrom and Wahlstrom down low with Eberle, where Eberle could play or where he would play.
Uh, yeah, I mean, the passes have been a little bit off. I think it's Wallstrom is not getting in the right spot. It looks like he's not consistent where he's standing on the power play. Sometimes he's too low, sometimes he's too high.
Patrick H says here, oh my God, how do they miss that? Vinny Smith saying, why is Bailey on the point? Why fire Trotz? That's why. Jeremy F says the power play is looking dangerous. Scott L saying, Mike, meow. Oh,
Like meow.
Zach G says, the thing is that Trotz won't put Nelson on the first line. There would be so much more chemistry, don't you think? Nelson should be on the second line, but they should just move Anders Lee down to the second line as well.
That's what they should do.
That's honestly what they should do. Scott L says, Odell Beckham Jr. touchdown catch, Rams up 7-0. Zach G saying Sorokin's a beast. I wonder what happened to Snyder. Such an unreasonable signing. How about Corey Snyder? He was
Yeah,
always fun.
Snyder's just like almost like an emergency goalie. Varlamov is the number 2 guy.
Yep, absolutely. Meatball Parm saying, good evening, Meatball Parm. How are you today? Zach G saying, yo, Grumps, you give this live stream more character.
Thanks, Zach.
Absolutely, he does. He's
Zach, is that your kid or grandchild or you when you were younger? I don't know.
Michael T says, yes, TJ. Brass Monkey is a Beastie Boys song. I see you do listen to music. Well, that's old song now. Jeremy
his wife told him about that song.
Oh, yeah. The favorite Islanders during the Dynasty group. That was, you said not in the top, or let's just assume you're including top 4. Who was it, Grump?
If it's including top 4, man, I guess I got to say Bossy. I mean, there was so here's the thing. Billy Smith was not one of my favorites. Let me just put it to you that way. Of the 5 Hall of Famers, Billy Smith was not one of them. I liked him, but he was not a guy that I'm like, oh man, I got to watch Billy Smith play. But I mean, I love Trottier. Gillies was fantastic. I love Potvin. I was looking at kind of like a lesser known player. And Bobby Bourne was definitely one of them. I just love that whole team, honestly. Just great players. That's why I know them all. You know, Gordy Lane, rugged defenseman Dave Langevin, really, really good. I mean, just what a team. What a team.
What a team indeed. Want You to Sigh says that does AJ really need to be commenting or commentating with Brendan and Butch? I'd love Anson Carter. I love Anson Carter when he's there. Hopefully Anson Carter's not gone away.
Yeah, I just wondered why he was there. I think maybe because AJ was maybe getting
national games or something.
Yeah, possibly. But I like Anson Carter. I like him much better.
I love Anson Carter. Ariel C said 2 grandpas on a penalty kill. Sheesh. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Ariel.
Patrick S said, I get mine at SQDC 25%. I have no idea what that is. Greg F saying here, my favorite Islander back in the day was Trottier, probably my favorite of all time. Honorable mention, Bobby Bourne and John Tonelli.
Yeah, Trotz was such a fantastic 2-way player. Just fantastic.
James F says, score! Nick D saying, Croc Nelson.
Right. Crocomania is running wild.
Peter S there saying Brock Nelson goal. Michael T bringing out the lobsters. And then Patrick H saying, LOL, the Flyers Selly with the Islanders. Jackson N saying, go Flyers. Zach G saying, as a Flyers fan, I'm just saying, put Nelson on the first line.
I could see why a Flyers fan would like that.
Well, he scores goal. He's been producing this season. So
he sucks. He sucks.
Oh, God.
Would you rather have Nelson or Couturier?
Okay, it's different. Couturier wasn't a 30th something overall selection.
Couturier's second line. Isn't he second line center for the Flyers?
Yeah, I'm just saying here, Grumpy.
Who would you rather have?
Stop.
That means Couturier. Thank you. Next.
Would you rather have? Would you ever have Steven Stamkos out there? Would you rather have Braden Point or Brock Nelson? Come on. Tony G saying, I think Bailey did that on purpose. I like Bailey.
Yeah, that's when the puck just kind of slid off his stick, and Nelson picked it up and lasered that top corner.
Warzone Senior says, TJ, would you trade Block a first plus a center, or what would you trade Brock for a first and a center prospect? No,
I would. Brock
Nelson's good. I like the contract he's on. He scores goals. He's a good second line center. I mean, like, I'm in a retool, right? I'm not in the rebuild like Grumpy is. He's in the rebuild phase. I'm in retool. I think if you go ahead and shut off some of the bottom tier players you have in the bottom 6, get a little bit of a fresher look there. Again, you lose Chara and Green. If you're able to replace, I think you're right back into things.
Oh, just go. I can't comment when you make stupid statements like that. I can't.
What do you got? You got a headache, Grumpy?
You give me a headache. This
Headache.
team is more than a retool. Can't win a Stanley Cup with the retool when when 90% of your roster is over 30 years old. That's called rebuild, not retool.
It's not 90. It's only like
75%,
It's only
75%.
Well, let's say you're able to get rid of about 20 of that and make it just 55.
That's still, it's not good enough to win a Stanley Cup. All
Thomas,
the guys who are 30 and older suck. So those are the guys you need to get rid of.
Stop. Not true, Grumpy. Not true. Thomas B said, gents, the more I see Char on the ice, the more I'm stating the more I'm starting to dislike Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jackson N. The Islanders are up 2-1 at the second intermission. Nick D said, I think you're right, Grumpy. This game's over. Well, of course. Well, this is a little earlier, so I apologize. Michael T said, I actually have a pair of Bobby Bourne skates.
Nice. Very nice.
And then Nick D said, Andy, you still here? Yeah, that's the name of the podcast. I don't know if he's here. And then Nick G said, I'm pretty mad the Flyers signed Jones when Holtby is a better option. And we were good on cap space.
I didn't understand. Here's the reason why. Carter Hart's the guy there, and they wanted a solid backup. I just don't think Jones is that good. Holtby wants to still be a starter, right? I mean, that's the issue.
He wants to play
Hart to be their
guy. Yep. So Holtby probably wouldn't sign on board for that.
Yeah.
I mean, Holtby's numbers this year with Dallas, I mean, a 2.56 goals against average and a 9.20 save percentage.
That's way better than
he started 17 games to this year.
Way better than Jones.
And it's better than Carter Hart's too. Nick D says Parise is hustling tonight. For certain he is.
He usually does. He usually hustles.
People Parm says, not sure where the reference came from, but I actually got really drunk this weekend and ate 6 ballpark hot dogs. Okay, needless to say, my stomach was in shambles the next morning. Man, I eat 6 hot dogs all the time. I was about to say that's just a usual meal for me there, Meatball Parm.
TJ's a big guy.
Hot dogs too. I can get them. I pull them out of the fridge for you. I'll show them. I could eat some ballpark hot dogs.
What? Disgusting.
Oh, Jeremy F said, did you like Tonelli's game, Grump?
Yes.
I never saw the Cup years. I started watching in '84, but always enjoyed seeing Tonelli's shifts when YouTube came out. He brought some sandpaper.
Second line player. Think about how good our team was where he's a second line player. That's all I have to say. Second line player. He'd be a top line player for us on this team by far.
Tonelli was awesome. And Peter S saying here, Cizikas' first goal. Good shot by hold on. That's Cizikas' first goal of the year.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Hey, we got another 5 years of that to watch.
5 years, $2 million per year. God almighty.
No, it's more than $2 million plus. $2 million plus.
I don't know if who they've officially given it to. I thought it was deflected. And I thought
it was Sallow. It didn't look like it was deflected to me.
Okay. Scott L says, you guys feed the game. Your guys' feed of the game is a few seconds behind the MSG feed. So I'm hearing your reaction to Salah's goal. It was funny.
Well, the whole thing is, I have the MSG feed, but I got to dumb it down for TJ because he only has the ESPN Plus.
Woohoo! I do what I can. Nick D says Billy Smith was my favorite.
I liked him because I like Billy Smith, but he wasn't my favorite. But I mean, do not skate into his crease. He's not afraid to smack ankles.
You talk about a guy who never did a handshake line either when the game was
never
over.
Never did a handshake line, and he was a great interview. He told you exactly what he thought. I love guys like that. Now, I don't like, even though I'm a Brady fan, Tom Brady fan, I don't like guys normally who, just they're navigating the waters when you ask them a question. That's why I like
politicking. Yeah, the team's got to go out there and they got to play hard. They got to play steady football. Yeah, I know what you mean.
I remember when Billy Smith won his Conn Smythe, and it's like, yeah, the people up in Canada must be turning over their graves that I won this thing, huh? Just fantastic.
Thomas B said
on the Canadian broadcast, it was great.
Thomas B said, sorry, the more I see Char on the ice, the more I start to dislike him. I want you to decide, says, man, that just earned the fourth line 20 more games for not breaking them up because
it's
they're out there for goal 4.
It's ridiculous.
Ariel C said, Salah with his first goal. Nice to see. Michael T saying, the Sutter brothers, not Suter. The Sutter brothers, Dwayne and Brett, were also awesome for the Islanders back in the dynasty time period.
Dwayne and Brent, not Brett.
Okay,
Don't mess up the names of the Islander legends, please.
I'm sorry, Grump. Thomas B said here, Grumpy old man, Salo, once again, the kids. It's the kids, Grump.
Give him a chance.
Zach G says, calling us punk. Talk about Chara. Ever seen the hit he threw in 2011 against Pacioretty? Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. Chara mixes it up, man.
Chara, first of all, Chara wasn't with the Islanders back then, so it doesn't count.
Doesn't count then?
And Zach, once again, you got to understand, my hatred of the Flyers goes way, way, way back. Way back.
Warzone Senior says here, playing some Apex Legends while listening to TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. Well, we appreciate it. Alexander says, hey guys, how you both doing today? Just got off from work. The Robin Salo goal. What did I miss? What else did I miss?
You missed
Josh
Bailey showing a little bit of hustle, losing a puck off his stick, which turned into a Brock Nelson goal.
It was all intended. TT says under 5.5 goals this game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, there's 3 goals scored right now. Maybe you're going to see an empty netter or two. So that's the only way, perhaps. But an icing, the third period has started. Puck drop in the third period. Islanders Flyers game back underway. Jeremy F said, at least, or at the very best, unless they win the lottery, I don't think this Islanders team can pick up any higher than 9th place at best. Unless they really hit the skids, other teams.
Yeah, see, for me, that's why I'm kind of willing to move some pieces to get more draft capital, and especially the deep draft. I don't care. You don't have to be picking number 1 if you have maybe an opportunity to get 2 or 3 first-round picks. Just improve the prospect pool. It has to happen. It has to happen.
Tony G saying, I'm not saying merge the channels. You could just feature it on the Islanders Never Say Die YouTube home under. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I didn't even know you could do that there, Tony Cheese. I appreciate that.
Maybe you should get Tony so he can help you out, because I don't know what the hell you're doing.
Oh, that's right. I forget. You can use them as features. Thanks for letting me know that, Tony. Oh, man. And then one more quick contact before we get back to the game. Alexander says, AJ, talking about Cizikas' 20-goal season, we're never seeing that again.
He might not even have 20 goals the rest of his career. He had 1 year when he put up. He's never even hit 10 before. That was the 1 year. That was his career year.
Well, early in the third period, both teams kind of feeling themselves out. Has been much going on here in this first, minute and a half of action, Grump. Now, if you're the Flyers, I assume you're going to want to come out quick and try to go ahead and knot this game up. You're really going to want to start putting pressure on as well. You don't want to be playing behind for too long. The more you have to press, the Islanders are prone to go ahead and catch you in a counter strike. Right, Grumpy?
Without a doubt.
Good to see, Grump. Good to see. Well, I tell you, early in the third, not much going on. Kind of back and forth. Not really many shots on net either here so far.
Well, it's only, not even 2 minutes in. And there you go. One right on Sorokin.
Bad angle shot, but he just throws it towards to get a stoppage of play. Michael T saying, Odell Beckham Jr. is having himself a game tonight. Alexander saying, wow, Sorokin, absolutely. Only the Islanders' luck for it to hit off a defenseman and go in, says Drew L. For certain it is. Want you to size says, 2 shitty teams playing each other. You gotta love it. Yeah. Why is Char on the freaking ice? Zach G says that was Konechny's 100th career goal.
Never going to get easier than that.
Absolutely. Corey Kidd saying, hi, what's up there, Corey? Jeremy F saying, they don't show the bench often, but I noticed that last game Lambert was coaching, showing, and talking with Dobson, which is something I never see Trotz do, and I wish he does. I wish he would.
True. Lambert's always talking with the guys on the bench. That's not something Barry. Well, I'm not saying Barry never does it, but that's a Lambert thing for certain.
Well, I think that's something more that the assistant coach.
Oh my God, Chara!
Jesus, man, Chara with a bad turnover there. God Almighty.
Just lazy pass, just lazy.
He's not looked good today.
And lazy.
I was about to say he's looked okay as of late, but he has not looked good today. Oh. And that might be a hook on the Islanders right there. I thought that was a borderline hook we just got away with. That means you saw the Flyer crashing the net. Looks like we got away with a little bit of a hook.
Again, Chara can't clear the zone. Don't worry. Dobson's got it. It'll get out now.
The Islanders are changing the forward group out there. Well, you see that first line back out here again. They get the defense changed up as well. Now, Kiefer Bellows back to playing on the right wing. Ugh, I wish they'd play him on his comfortable side on the left wing, playing off wing. I just don't get that.
But the
Ugh.
young guy, put the unexperienced guy in an uncomfortable situation because that's a recipe for success.
Mm.
Right, Barry. And Barry does that all the time. Does it all the time.
It looks like another stoppage of play here. Zach G just says Justin Hall and Ben Chariot are two defensemen who might be an interest by Lamoriello. Do you guys think any of the defensemen would be a good signing for the Islanders?
I don't. I'm not looking for those. They have a different type of defense score. I don't think those are the type of players they're looking for.
We need defensemen with more offensive minded, but it kills Barry Trotz to do that. Oh, bad turnover there by Kiefer Bellows as he tries to do a give and go back to Matt Barzal. You got the Flyers moving down the ice. Scott Mayfield able to go ahead and knock him off a little bit there with a body check. Kiefer Bellows dumps the puck, and they're going to get a change.
Nice back check by Bellows after turning the puck over.
Yeah. Again, here's the thing. Bellows playing his off the wing. I don't get it. It's just I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I don't know why the hell you're having the young guy with, he's wet behind the ears playing the freaking off wing. Makes no sense to me. Scott L saying the Rams up 14-0. But you talk about that was a hell of a play by Mayfield right there. Nice check, and it prevented that opportunity for a goal because he was about to stick handle right through him and get a wide open opportunity.
Hey, nice move by Farabee too, right?
Yep, Joel Farabee, same draft class as Oliver Wahlstrom, picked, I believe, a pick or 2 or 3 picks after Oliver Wahlstrom. A nice little fake shot attempt. Oh, somebody's getting tackled down low. Nice shot attempt there by the Flyers. That's got to be a high stick, no?
Yeah, definitely has
to
be.
Wow. Islanders
the Islanders played the puck, so.
Well, here it is.
It's like no one can get the puck in. I just turnover after turnover.
Oh, there it is. Michael T says, Lord of the Rings and Hobbit are the same thing. You know that I was talking about the pull up the tree people on the video. Come on. Oh, shit. I don't want it to get taken down, the video, or to them to say, oh, this is not available in certain countries. So they do that sometimes with those movie clips. Dennis L said, anybody who says fire Trotz can go F themselves.
Wow. That's strong. That's a strong comment.
Dennis L, yeah. He must not like all the fans saying fire Trotz. Oh, man. Sorokin saving our bacon tonight for certain he is.
Without a doubt.
It's best mistaking. Nick M saying here, do you guys ever get a bathroom break? No, yeah, I never take a bathroom break.
Okay, here's the thing, Nick. I really wish you hadn't have said that because that's all TJ does. Me, no. I tough it out through the whole podcast. Not TJ. He's always taking 2 or 3 breaks.
I usually, if we're podcasting for 3 hours, I usually take a break or 2 at least.
Yeah, at least.
Oh, man, oh, man. Oh, good gracious. Oh, opportunity. The Islanders are able to pot one in. Look at that. Yeah, Bavillier finally finds the back of the net. A guy who's been having some real tough spots here this season. Anthony Bavillier finds the back of the net, making the Islanders lead 3-1, extending the lead to 2 goals, Grump, for the Islanders.
That's definitely a much-needed goal for Anthony Bavillier.
Man, he's really struggled this season. And what does it start with? A bad turnover. A bad turnover by the Flyers defense.
And Wahlstrom pressing, right?
Wahlstrom pressing and takes a shot attempt, and it squirts the way through. That's another one of those, garbagey type of goals that Bavillier scored. Second one is a second goal he scored in a row like that. But he's able to capitalize. Nelson Wahlstrom on the assist. Bavillier with the goal, making it 3-1 for the Islanders.
And the whole thing was set up by Wahlstrom's hustle. After dumping it in, pressuring the Flyer defenseman to make a mistake. Oh, look at that. Oh, another quick chance.
Just wide. Zach G saying, the picture of the person in my profile is me 9 years ago when I was 4 to 5. My dad always was a huge Flyer fan, grew up. Cherry Hill, New Jersey, 10 minutes from the Flyers, 10 minutes from Philly.
Nice. Cute picture.
Absolutely. Well,
I told you he was a mini Mike back then. I could just tell by the skating style and the size of the child. You could tell.
Oh, Zdeno Chara, man, pinned in his own zone once again. Oh, and then Dobson turns over the puck. Jesus, At least Bailey was able to crowd it for a bit, but then just
Come
panicked.
on, Chara, get there.
Oh, is that not interference on Matty B? I guess not.
Nah, I'm not calling interference on that.
Oh,
Here's the thing, but I don't like to call a whole lot of those type penalties anyways.
I don't either. I'm just saying. I mean, like, this is not many penalties have been called this game, so I don't really, it doesn't bother me too much.
Nice job by Bellows right there.
Playing defense. Look at that. Playing defense and throwing the body.
Nice job using.
Oh, that's a quick slap shot attempt, but good job by Sorokin being ready for that. He makes the save.
That's a shot that Varlamov would give him a goal on.
I was about to say, it's a quick shot you weren't expecting. It's a good job by Sorokin. I mean, he is dialed in today. Besides that fluky goal, he has been dialed in.
Yeah.
A dump there by Bellows. It looks like they're going to get a little bit of a line change.
Yeah, the Flyers are just not very good. I mean, I know they're missing a couple of people, but they're just underwhelming. From at least as far as if I'm a Flyers fan, I'm unhappy. I mean, you have to figure, when are they going to do like a rebuild? You got to get there at some point in time, don't you?
It's off season, right? They tried to change the structure up a significant amount, and it didn't really work out much for them.
They wanted to get a little bit more physical, old time Flyers hockey, and it has not worked out. And I like the Cam Atkinson pickup, to be honest with you. I mean, I know
you thought that it was gonna reap benefits there for the Flyers, getting kind of back more to their identity. Ooh, a funny bounce off the boards. The Flyers are able to recover. I mean, you could tell we are playing sit back right now for the Islanders. I mean, they don't want to give up any odd man opportunities. Sit back. They're not too worried about offensive production right now. And this is where the Islanders feel comfortable with a 2 or 1 goal lead in the third period. The only time we're really going to be driving offensive plays on a counterattack when, let's say the Flyers get overextended. That's really what we're looking for here the remainder of the game. Look at a hell of a fight there by Matt Barzal with a one-time attempt by Parise and a one-time attempt by Oliver Wahlstrom. Look at that opportunity.
Third line has played well today.
Yeah, I think the Islanders, I mean,
I say the one line that hasn't looked great is the first line. Has not looked good today. And I think it's because Anders Lee is on it.
Oh, man. I tell you.
Look at Bailey hustling. Of course, there's a pass. Still won't shoot.
A one-time attempt by Dobson from the point, and it leaves play. 11 minutes and 36 seconds remaining in the third period. The Islanders with a 3-1 lead over the Philadelphia Flyers. Vinny Smith saying, not top 4, but a great player, 1980, with Steve Tambellini.
Yeah, GM. He's been the GM for a lot of years.
JK, 2 minutes best mistake. He says, someone posted on social media about top 5 Islanders post-dynasty. The consensus seems to be Pat LaFontaine, Patrice Bergeron, Zygmunt Palffy, and John Tavares. I agree with all of those. The question is, who is the next best Islander? Matt Barzal? Question mark?
Maybe. LaFontaine was really freaking good. I mean, he was really, really good. And Turgeon was only here a couple of years, but he was really good as well. Palffy, okay. And I know people love Ziggy Palffy, but he was one of those guys. Yeah, he was really great on a miserable team. Somebody had to score goals, and it was him. And Tavares, absolutely. I might go with Barzal as next.
Here's my thing, and I think they're in a completely different league. I think those top 4, you look at them, all are better than Matt Barzal. You talk about production-wise and what they've seen. I think all 4 of those guys have been better than Matty.
Okay. They didn't play for – if they played for Barry Trotz, their numbers would be nothing like they wound up being.
Okay.
That's the shackle that's on Matt Barzal.
That's true. That's true. I don't disagree. Saeed S. says here, Josh Bailey had the wide-open net last game and choked. F him for certain.
He didn't even choke. He just wouldn't shoot. He's passed out of it.
Ryan F says, I like watching Steve Webb hits.
Steve Webb, old number 8. Usually their number 8s were feisty guys. Gary Howard, Steve Webb. Now it's Noah Dobson. He's not so feisty.
Zach G saying Couturier is the first line center. Claude Giroux is now in the second line. This might be Claude Giroux's last season. He'll be an unrestricted free agent this offseason. Yeah, he's older, Claude Giroux now too, right?
They should move him then. They should move him.
I'd move him at the deadline. Especially you can be out of the picture. This is his last season. Trade away Claude Giroux. Yeah, I mean,
I
you're
would,
probably going to get a first and then some from Claude Giroux. I mean,
I don't. I just don't think you're going to see that value for him. He's not been super productive. But here's the thing: if you're not, I mean, first of all, he's got to be close to 30.
he's 34 years old.
Okay, well, you know my stance on guys in their 30s.
He's 34 years old, 34 games played, 29 points this season. Last year, he had 52 games played, 43 points. Year before that, 69 games played, 53 points. The guy, again, is still averaging about 0.7, 0.8 points a game. That's a guy who could step in and be, I mean, like, if you're a really good team, right, you'd have him on a third line center. He'd be fantastic.
Yeah,
he still puts up points.
He's a top 6 forward, though.
I'm just saying, if you trade for him, you have him as a third line guy. That's fantastic.
Well, but your third line is usually asked to play defense. That's not his game.
Oh my God! Oh, welcome to the NHL, there, Kiefer Bellows. Holy shit! Connecting just absolutely ran over Kiefer Bellows. I'm glad there wasn't a fight that immediately ensued. That seems to happen anytime there's a big hit. Immediately, a fight always breaks out. It's a clean hit too. I mean, Kiefer Bellows caught a little bit with his head down. Man, you got to be ready for that. Ooh, and he tucks his tail and he's off the ice. Oh man! Oh man! Yikes. Oh, stepping into that Kyle Clutterbuck skate. Martin getting into it down low. I tell you.
Okay.
Spiciness starting to pick up a bit.
Rutsalainen and Martin. See, Martin don't want to mix up. Kyle Clutterbuck's not afraid, though.
Kyle Clutterbuck ready to fight. Yep. Oh, man. I tell you, tempers seem to be flaring. You know what? This is where you need Chara on the ice.
You need Ross Johnson.
Like have Ross Johnson on the ice, too. But, it was a big hit and a clean hit by Konechny. And Kiefer Bellows is not ready for it.
He kind of gives him a little pitchfork action here. See you later.
Ristolainen mixing it up a little bit down low with Matt.
Yeah,
Martin.
I'll tell you what though, Martin doesn't want to fight Ristolainen. He get beat up at this stage of his career. He get beat up.
Michael T says you got to mention Bobby Neisner, Mr. Overtime of the Dynasty days.
Oh yeah, I mean I love Bobby Neisner. But he wasn't my favorite guy though.
Derek T says, who do you like if not Nelson? He has been our best player. Oh, I disagree with that. He's been our best player this season. He's not been the best player. Not Barcelona head over heels is the best player on this team. I mean, Brock Nelson has been playing well. He puts in goals. I mean, he scored a lot of goals against cellar dweller teams. Even today's goal, right, is against a bottom tier team. 3 goals against Montreal.
4 goals. It was 4 goals against Montreal.
I'm sorry, 4 goals against Montreal. He's been scoring against lesser talented teams, and I have no issue with it. Every goal counts, but he's not our best player on this team. I like Brock Nelson. I think he plays a good 2-way game, and I think he does put the puck in the net. I like him. Grumpy's never a big Brock Nelson fan. I like Brock. What can I say? Always have, always do. Jeremy F saying here, when the Islanders won a cup in '83, the only players that are 30 plus were I'll let you pronounce his name, Grumpy.
Anders Kaller, Bobby Nystrom, Wayne Merrick, Billy Smith, and Butch Goring. And that's right. But here's the thing. Everybody else was like 28, 29. And you could tell, I mean, we were so competitive.
2 of those over 30 were Hall of Famers.
Well, one of those.
I'm sorry, one of those.
Yeah, Billy Smith.
But,
most of our guys were really close, 29 years old. And that's what happens. Then after that, the next year, we had a lot of injuries. And that's what happens. You get older, you get injured more. And had a lot of injuries, and we just couldn't. And I was certain we were going to beat the Edmonton Oilers. Even till the last game, I still thought we were going to come back and beat them. That's what happens when you're younger, of course. But after that, that was it for that run. But we were so fantastic. And that's why I keep on saying you're not winning Stanley Cups when the majority of your players are over 30. It just doesn't happen. And certainly not in today's game. Back then, game was different. It was a little bit slower paced, the clutching and grabbing, much more physical, much more aggressive, where today – it's a skill game. It's a total skill game. And, when you get in your 30s, you're not going to be super skilled.
And the Islanders right now have a delayed penalty against them. So the Flyers are going to have a power play. About 8 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. The Flyers have the goalies pulled, 6 men on the ice. They're going to be on the power play here upcoming, Grumpy.
Well, that should be this. I mean, honestly, if the Flyers don't score on the power play, this game's over.
I was about to say, Flyers have to score on a power play to keep them still in this game. And the power play has not looked good yet this evening. So they definitely want, no better time than now to have the power play catch a little bit of jolt. Ooh. And the puck leaves play. Ooh. Mike M. He just tweeted at us. He said, they put Kiefer Bellows on the first line right wing before Oliver Wahlstrom. Does that tell you something? Oh, see, that is such a I'm sorry, man.
I
Oh,
hate that penalty. I
you
absolutely
think
hate
about
that
all the freaking
penalty.
calls that go, and that's the ticky-tack shit they call. I mean, like,
See,
those
I
should
hate
never be
that.
calls.
I hate that.
We've gotten away with things, so the Flyers, but man, oh man, that's not, in my opinion, that's not a penalty. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just because he stopped skating. He's like, oh, look at this. I got my stick slashed. Derek T says, I was a big fan of Tomas Janssen.
He was really good too. Defense partner with Dennis Potvin.
Saeed S says, Kyler Murray is choking tonight.
Every year, he's great in the early season, and then he kind of gets worn down. He's a frail guy, and I think some of his weapons are hurt. That's the difference between him and a great quarterback like TB12. Honestly,
He's got 2 interceptions. He's got 6 for 14 tonight, 22 yards and 2 picks.
he's best when he's running around.
I tell you, he struggled. He has struggled this evening. It makes you wonder, like, okay, what are you thinking long term with Kyler Murray? We had asked the question yesterday. Okay, is Dak Prescott the answer long term for Dallas Cowboys? You could say the same thing about now Kyler Murray in Arizona. Drew L says Bailey.
Ugh.
Nick D saying, I remember when Billy said that on Hockey Night in Canada. Yeah, Billy's laugh when he said it. They must be rolling in their graves in Canada. Me winning the Conn Smythe Classic.
Beautiful, perfect. Gotta love that type of honesty, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Saeed S says, wasn't Chara one of the best defenders in the game when he was a Bruin? Oh yeah, for certain. Chara was fantastic defenseman.
But you got to go a number of years back. His last couple of years in Boston were painful to watch.
10 years ago, he probably was he was still one of the top
Oh
defensemen.
yeah, for certain. I want to say maybe 5 or 6 years ago, he was still right up there defensively.
Gotcha. I was about to say, the Flyers going to be on the power play here. Must kill for the Islanders. And Wahlstrom got called for hooking. Oh, yeah, it was a hook call. I thought maybe they call him on a slash, but they called it hooking. Drew Ellis says, apparently the Rangers have a goalie who's 19 or 20 who's putting up a 2.00 goals against average in the AHL.
Man, I hate that penalty call. I'm sorry. Well, you know what? If you have a goalie that young who's playing that well, you're going to have a pleasant problem on your hand in the next couple of years. So Sturkin's your number one. Gorgiev. I guess maybe he becomes trade bait eventually. Not yet, because you're not going to have a 17 or 19 or 20-year-old stepping in and even being a part-time goalie, especially he plays a lot of minutes down in the A.
Yeah. This they're talking about. Yeah, I tell you, it's. Oh man, I tell you, Grumpy, it's a pleasant issue for them to have. Well, hold on. Oh, they just highlighted a possible holding of the stick on Casey Cizikas that wasn't called, but you can tell the Islanders broadcast. I guarantee they're bitching about non-penalty calls. Yeah. Butchie does that a lot. This right here is a call right on a face-off dot.
I don't get on the officials because unless it's really, really blatant.
I don't like they make calls all over.
They make mistakes on both sides, but I do hate ticky-tack calls regardless of who they're on.
Yep, not a big fan.
That's my one pet peeve is those little borderline nothings.
Tony Cheese says, you guys have chemistry like ammonia and bleach. I heard it's an intoxicating smell.
It's lethal.
That's what I meant. An intoxicating smell. It's toxic.
Intoxicating is not lethal.
I thought intoxicating meant toxic. No?
Toxic. Okay, just next.
Tony Cheese saying, I got Skyrim Anniversary Edition going to Warzone.
Is that a video game?
I think Skyrim's a video game, but
next.
What do you think about video games? There's only 50 seconds remaining here on the Flyers power play, and Islanders unable to clear, slaps away at it. Jean-Gabriel Pageau is in a one-on-one opportunity with the Flyers. He goes ahead and skates past. Oh, goes in hard to the boards. Gets a shot off, though, and burns more of those precious seconds off of the Flyers power play. Flyers power play has not been able to do anything this evening.
Nice job by Jones, holding his ground and making a leg save there.
Yep, not biting too early for certain. 25 seconds remaining on the Flyers power play.
It's over.
And we clear it once again. I tell you, that power play is going to end. The Flyers are 0 for 4 tonight on the power play. The Islanders still holding a 3-1 lead over the Flyers with 6 minutes left on the clock. And they clear it one more time for good measure. The Islanders officially kill off the Flyers power play. Grumpy.
Hey, we'll take it.
And Saeed S saying scores. James F saying, when is Pulak coming back? Well, he was known to be skating and then caught COVID. So, oh, nice job on that save on that tricky situation and chance by Sorokin. Nice job on the save by Ilya Sorokin.
It's, if you're a Flyers fan, that's one thing you have to look at as a positive. Okay, they're starting to drive the net a little bit. That was their bread and butter, honestly, in the olden days. Just throw the puck in front of the net. They always had big guys down low, hacking and slashing at goalies, cross-checking defensemen, hitting them in the nuts, whatever they had to do.
James F saying, when's Pulak coming back though? You have
He's
to
still
assume
on IR.
I was about to say maybe like a week and a half away. He was remember this originally was supposed to be an injury that max timetable. What was the max timetable? Like 6 or 7 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. He was supposed to be out.
Something like that. He's on the long end now, but I think the COVID's kind of hurt him as well.
He got injured. He was supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks, grumpy old man, and he was injured on November 17th. He should be back ready to play by now. That's all I'm saying. Maybe you talk about a guy, right? I mean, what has it been? It's been about what, 2 months, over 2 months now.
That's what I said. But the COVID has set him back, is what I said. And here's the thing. They weren't skating when they're on,
COVID protocol.
I mean, he's on. It slowed him up.
I assume maybe about next week, right? Ryan Pulak should be ready about next week. No,
maybe.
Jeremy F says, who was your favorite of LaFontaine, Turgeon, and
I like Turgeon. I love that 93, 92, 93 team. I like Turgeon.
John P says, what's up, gentlemen? Sorokin, the difference again. John P.
John is pushing the difference. He's pushing the difference. He's pushing the difference. I gotta love it, John. Gotta love it.
Peter S is saying Provorov and Fairby were puck watching. Yeah, on that goal.
Philadelphia's, they always have good physical forwards historically, but defensively they've always been kind of weak. And goaltending wise, they've been just, besides Perrant and Lindbergh before he died tragically, they've always been historically weak in goal. Hextall, even when he was good for a little while, it's like not in big games. I don't know.
Nicky says, Bavillier. Jeremy Ford, Wallstrom with the helper. Keep playing the kids. Michael T saying Turgeon for me, but it's very close between those threes. Oh, and the Rams have a pick 6. Yikes. Kyler Murray with another horrible play.
That's over.
Rams.
That game's over. So Tampa Bay will lose next week, next Sunday at the 3:30 game to the Rams. There's no way Tampa Bay beats the Rams.
Man, the playoffs, anything could happen.
Yeah. Too many injuries for Tampa Bay. Too many injuries.
Zach G says, man, it sucks to see the Islanders run away with this game. It doesn't matter that much anymore, though. The chances are the Flyers and the Islanders will both miss the playoffs. Yes.
True.
Absolutely. Derek T says, Anders Lee, the most overrated Islanders in history. The contract is twice as bad as Yashin's. At least Yashin can make things happen and score. Derek, you might be new to this podcast, but Grumpy calls him average Anders.
True. And he's not lying either.
Patrick H says, nice cannon. LaFontaine deserved the cup.
Yeah, he came there right at the end and didn't win the cup. And, it just is what it is. Then he went to Buffalo. It's where all good things go to die. And that's where, but he was really, really good. Patty LaFontaine was really good.
Absolutely, Grumpy. Now, let's talk about this. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Right now in the game, the Islanders feeling very comfortable here. Still a 2-goal margin, 2-goal lead for the Islanders over the Flyers at this point.
Yeah. Like I said, Sorokin was a difference today. He's got to be number 1 star for me. I don't think it's even close, honestly.
Yeah.
Think about he stopped 4, 5 point blank odd man rushes. I mean, he was fantastic tonight.
He was fantastic. Scott L said, TJ, Patrice Bergeron. Oh, man. Did I say Patrice Turgeon? Oh, my God. I tell you, Pierre Turgeon. I apologize. I was mixing them up. I guess hooks on phonics hasn't worked for you. I guess not.
I didn't even hear you say the first name, honestly.
Scott L said, Webb also wore 62, then went to number 8.
Yeah.
James F saying, LaFontaine should be in the Islanders Hall of Fame.
I don't know. Didn't play there. Didn't play long enough.
Want you to size says wrist aligned and just tossing Matt Martin around.
True.
Michael T saying Cal Clutterbuck doesn't fight. Crying face. He tries to pretend like he does.
Well, yeah, but he's not a fighter.
John P says, do you think Matt Barzal gets the last man for the Metro in the All-Star game? I'd like to think so, but probably not. The points aren't there.
He won't. It'll be somebody else. There are really good players who are having really good years who are not going to make it, since each team has to.
Nazem Kadri was not elected in an All-Star game. Think about that.
I know that. I think he leads the league in scoring.
Yeah. You think about it, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Well, that's because every team has to have a representative. And, I think for the NHL All-Star game, I don't think that's needed.
Zach G says, Grumpy, do you think Dobson will ever be an elite defenseman?
I think he has a chance to be.
Ooh, almost an opportunity and chance there by the Flyers. They're pinching.
That was a nice play by Parise.
Parise's had a good game. Silently, he's had a good game today.
Yeah. He does what he does. He hustles a little bit. For $750,000, I got no problem with that from him. He's a fourth-line player, though.
Warzone Siege says 5 Apex wins in a row. Call it a dynasty.
Is that a video game also? Sounds like a video game.
I think that's an impressive feat, Grumpy.
I don't know anything about that.
Drew L says, I swear, what's up with us playing like the Islanders against team, or what's up with what's up with us only playing like the Islanders against teams that are below 500? Like, I get your team is old as a retirement community, but still, where's the consistency?
Because we can do that to bad teams, but good teams are just too good for us to Islander them, if you know what I mean.
2 minutes and 30 seconds left. The Flyers are in the process of polling the goalie.
Why?
Well, they want to score. So here it is, right?
Empty net goal doesn't count against Martin, but I mean Martin Jones, right? So what's his goals against average now? Right, another 3-goal game.
A plus. He didn't play the last few minutes.
Yeah, so it'll be not 3.5, but probably 3.2 for today. He's just not very good. I'm sorry.
And then Want You to Size says, I think it's because the Islanders are just a poor team. They look better against really bad teams. Like the fourth line always has their best games against the worst teams.
True. I mean, at least we're beating the teams worse than the teams that are bad teams. And we're a bad team too. But, the Flyers are not a great team. We'll see what happens with Arizona. It's the teams that are good. And that's why I said that the Washington game for me was a barometer game to see where we were. And we were dominated that game, just dominated.
And then Beast Gaming 12 says, please stay 3-1 for the rest of the game. I win $97 if it does. Oh, man, that goal's cold. Let's see.
And this is probably where you see
Martin knocks one in the net. Oh, I'm sorry.
Why the hell is Matt Martin out there in the last 2 minutes? Why is Matt Martin, who cannot skate, out there in the last 2 minutes? That's Barry Trotz in a nutshell right there, isn't it?
Oh, man. Matt Morton, the fourth line, baby. The fourth line had a goal today. Look at that. They had 2 goals, Zizekas and Martin.
Yeah, so now they'll say how great they were. No, sorry.
Look at this opportunity right here.
Unfortunately, the worst thing about it is Beast Gaming 12 does not get $97.
Sorry, Beast Gaming 12. Zach G says here, as of the third quarter, score right now is 21-0 Rams. I'd say that's game for sure. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Jeremy F saying here 82-83, Bossy, Bourne, Gillies, Janssen, Lane, Langevin, Morrow, Potvin, Sutter, Tonelli, Trottier, all young in their mid-20s and early 20s, mid and late 20s.
See, I thought Bossy was older than 26 then. Maybe I'm wrong.
Meatball Parm says, I need that orange Grumpy's Groupie shirt. It is, you can find it in the merchandise store in the link in the description below. And apparently, Tony Cheese, I got to go ahead and look up how to tag or feature my channel. I forgot I could even do that. So I appreciate you bringing that to my attention, Tony Cheese. But you can find it in the link in the description below. It's in the merchandise store link. So you'll be able to find that. Oh God, I want you to say says the more AJ talks, the less I like. No, it's not that bad. I do like
it. It is that bad. It is that bad.
Anson Carter's fantastic.
It's okay if you talk, if she talks, if she's programmed what to say. Like, okay, I practice this. This is the point I want to make. It's whenever she has to ad lib that she struggles.
She sometimes feels a little, sometimes she feels comfortable Other times, yeah, not so much. She's
Okay,
better when she feels comfortable. But the Islanders,
She's the Josh Bailey of the announcing team.
the Islanders bring home a win. Barry Trotz's first game back at the bench. The Islanders win 4-1 at home against the Philadelphia Flyers. Much needed win here for the Islanders. Let me ask you this. The Islanders play again tomorrow, which we will be covering that game live. Also, Grumpy. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, like on Facebook, and follow on Twitter. But Grump, let me ask you, do the Islanders, I assume they go with Varlamov in net tomorrow?
I would say so.
Who has been playing well as of recent. Sorokin, his numbers against the Flyers are dangerously good. I mean, a goals against average again today of 1. Save percentage, in the high 9.5s also today.
Now, for me, I would roll out Sorokin again. He hasn't had a whole lot of playing time of recent. Varlamov played. Didn't Varlamov played against Washington, right?
Varlamov did play against Washington.
Why not roll Sorokin? I mean, so we played last Thursday and then Monday. Why not roll him out there again? He's plenty fresh. He's your best goalie.
Yeah. I wouldn't. And the thing is, right after this Tuesday game, we don't play again until Friday.
Right. So there's plenty of time to rest.
Let's say we've got plenty of time to rest up. So if you feel like, hey, Sorokin had a fantastic game today, right? We played the Flyers today. We played the Arizona Coyotes on Friday. Here's the thing: what I would do, right? I'd play Sorokin tomorrow. Why not? I would play Varlamov against Arizona, and I'd play Sorokin against the Maple Leafs on Saturday.
That's what I would do too.
I agree. Zach G said, Grumps, I heard what you said about Holtby earlier. Yes, he would want to be the starter. However, Dallas, Anton Khudobin is a starter, and he's the backup. I think it was, with Khudobin, with Carter Hart, you knew he was a starter. There's no chance of dethroning him. At least with Anton Khudobin, you have a chance to throw him over. I don't think Anton Khudobin's a fantastic goalie.
No, I don't either. And Dallas's record kind of shows that out, doesn't it? They're not great.
Like Khudobin, you look at the numbers too. Khudobin's, I got to pull up his numbers. I don't think Khudobin's numbers are fantastic this year. Yeah, when you talk, okay, look at this. Oh my, career numbers. Jesus, I forgot career. His numbers are woeful, Grumpy, career wise for Khudobin. Or no, I'm sorry. This year, Anton Khudobin, a 3.63 goals against average and an 8.79 save percentage. No, Khudobin's only started 9 games, and you've got 17 there for Holtby. So Khudobin, I think, is no longer the starter.
I just want to give you the 3 stars. Number 3 star was Bavillier today. Croc Nelson was number 2, and not a surprise that number 1 star is Ilya Sorokin.
And well-deserved, right? Alexander said, oh, man, what a play by Pajot. He played well today. Good to see. Yoda saying here, Islanders about to choke this game. Cue the comeback. Wow. Drew L is saying here, I swear, what also happened to Ben Bishop? I feel like he hasn't played in 5 years.
He's retired now. The injury that he had to his knee, the knee injury, he just retired earlier this year. He's done.
Yep. Alexander said, wow, I didn't realize how good the Flyers power play is. They're in the top. No, the power play is not good. I think they popped up. They were 25th in the league on the power play. So they were not very good.
There's a 5 in there. There's a 5 in there.
Jeremy F saying here, who do you dislike more? Dale Hunter, Darcy Tucker, Bill Barber, or Mike Milbury? Ooh.
Dale Hunter. Bill Barber was a diving punk for the Flyers, but Dale Hunter for certain. He ended our Stanley Cup run in '93. Ended it.
Milbury for the damage he did as a general manager.
Oh, yeah, that's true too.
I was about to say Milbury did it. Nick D said, will you guys go live during the Rams-Bucks game? No, probably not tonight because we go live during the Islanders game tomorrow. The Islanders podcast wins.
He said the Rams-Bucks game, which will be Sunday.
I don't know, Grumpy. Oh, it's Sunday. Oh, well, it depends. I was about to say, I didn't like how Sunday we didn't have the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man podcast as usual because we covered the NFL game. Maybe we'll cover the Saturday games if we can, not during the Islanders game time. So, James F saying here, guys, any chances in tomorrow's game? Can we get back-to-back wins?
I expect us to get back-to-back wins. Philadelphia's terrible. And Mike Meow is just not a good coach. So
yeah. John P says, I met Pat LaFontaine when I worked at the Huntington Highway Department decades ago. We were working across from his house, and he brought us a pitcher of iced tea. Great guy. Ooh, baby.
My kids, the daycare that I used to take them to, one of the ladies who was a daycare watch or whatever, her daughter dated Patty LaFontaine when he was younger.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, see, Phil's facts. I want to show you this, man. This is the stuff, and I don't think he's wrong. But look at this. This is the thought process that Barry Trotz has. I want you to look at this. Phil's facts here is saying, I think he just gave up. I just think he just gave his spot away with this performance tonight. Not just fault, not his fault, not just fault. He was set up to fail playing on that line.
He's talking about Bellows.
Yeah. Dude, see, that shit pisses me off. You play Kiefer Bellows on his offside, and now it's like magically we're going to see, maybe not this next game, but we'll probably play Bellows on his offside again tomorrow, and then Palmieri will be back by Friday, and Kiefer Bellows will be on the pine for the rest of the season.
He wants. I'm not saying he wants Bellows to fail, but he wants Palmieri to play. He don't want to play the young guys.
You do not
even start me. Don't even start me on this now. It's way too late in the show now.
Seriously, you do not set Bellows up for success when you play him on his off wing. He played left wing in juniors in the AHL for plenty of years.
And for you.
In the NHL, he only plays left wing. He doesn't play right wing. He doesn't play on his offside. Now you're saying, here you go, play on the offside. What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's what he does. He sets up the young guys to fail.
Watch You Decide says, oh my God, Ross Johnson is never playing again. Well, he's still in that suspension.
Yeah.
Well, with that goal by Matt Martin, sure, maybe Ross Johnson. Now they could say Matt Martin needs to be starting for the next 15 games, no matter performance.
If you want to tank the season, you continue to play the old guys.
And then Peter Snyder there says, Grumpy, did you make it to hockey games at Madison Square Garden in the 70s and 80s? I heard it was a zoo back then.
Yes, I did. And it was.
What do you mean by that, Grumpy? Elaborate.
The blue section, man. Oh, man, it was a rough crowd back then. You didn't wear an opposing jersey. Let me tell you something. You don't wear the opposing team's jersey in any other arena. You just ask him for a beating.
Derek T says, I'm new to the podcast. Enjoy your take on the team. I've been an Islander fan for 10 years here in Canada. When Bobby scored, we could still make it if we play like last season again. It's tough, Derek. I think it's kind of towards it's tough. Hey, we talked about we needed 16 points out of a possible 22 of 11 game stretch. Right now, we've got 4 points out of a possible 6. Grumpy fans hate when I talk about it, but hey, it's still there.
Wait, now you're up to 12 games?
No, it was 11 out of 22.
All right, just stop.
Derek, welcome to the show. We invite you to subscribe because we do not only the live games, every game that's not Thursday and Sunday, we also go live and do a Islanders podcast on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or again, that's where we get into the nitty gritty and we do more philosophy, more philosophical conversation. Scott L says here, Martin's out there because he scores goals just like he did now with the empty net.
He always rolls the same guys out.
Man.
Croc, Lee, Martin was new. I think the fourth line just kind of got stuck out there, honestly. But yeah, it's always the same casting characters. Get them some cheap goals, pad their stats.
Alexander says, I'm with you, Grumpy. I can't believe Martin is on the ice for the final 2 minutes.
Well, he loves that fourth line, loves the fourth line, loves those guys who are just totally cast, all in their 30s. Yeah, that's what I want from an energy line. Guys who are getting ready for Social Security. Those are the type of guys I like on my identity line.
Zach G says, what size do you think is best for a 12-year-old regarding the orange Groupies shirt, Grumpy?
I would say
a small, right?
I would say a small.
I was about to say, I don't know. I've been big for forever. So even when I was small like that, I still didn't fit normal clothes. I had to get all the bigger sizes up because I was a little chubby as a kid.
We don't have children's sizes, so I'd go with the small.
I go with the small. Yep. James F saying, hey, we win. For certain we do. Brett W says, Martin scores the empty net. Now Ross will never play again. Unfortunately. I
just love Kolchak the Night Stalker. Love him. Man, oh man, Darren McGavin. That was a great show. I think it was only on for 2 years. Man, I love that show. It was on ABC Friday nights.
I've never seen any of this stuff, Grumpy. I'm
shocked.
James F saying, see, I come to see the Islanders and they win. Man, no better
charm. James, a good luck charm.
John Smith says Sorokin needs to start tomorrow. If Varlamov was in net tonight, it would have been 4-0 in the first period. I was about to say he made some fantastic stops tonight that I'm not sure if Varlamov does make.
I don't know if it would have been 4-0, but I'm sure they would have scored at least one goal.
Yeah, dude, think about how many 2-0 breaks and breakaways they had, and Sorokin came up big. I mean, we forget, right? Let's not downplay. Sorokin was marvelous tonight.
Fantastic. Kept us in the game the first 2 periods. Kept us in the game.
Absolutely, he did. Patrick H saying 4 goals. Panthers, here we come.
Yeah, Florida Panthers been on fire.
Peter S saying here, do you think my Rangers can make a push in the playoffs if they make it this season?
I think they will make the playoffs. I just don't think they're good enough defensively, Peter.
I think they can win I think they can win a series at least. I mean, like, depends on who they match up against, of course.
It's still the division thing, isn't it? Isn't it still the division thing?
You go, so number 1 plays a wild card. So you play based off if you win the division, you play a wild card. 2 and 3 play interdivision. So, but 1 will play a wild card. So the team that's got the best record in the Eastern Conference will play the least talented wild card team, and the team that is its second best record as a 1 seed will play the last wild card team. So it depends on where you're seated up. I think the Rangers have taken a step forward. They got rid of miserable College Quinn as a coach. I think that's been fantastic for him. And I tell you, we always talk about, is Gerard Gallant the guy to get you over the hill? I'm not sure the answer.
Over the hump. It's over the hump, not over the hill.
Over the hump. I'm not sure the answer is yes, but he is a very, very good coach. And everybody buys into whatever Gerard Gallant's selling. They bought in Vegas. They bought in here and for the Rangers as well.
Jack Capuano, Doug Waite, Gerard Gallant. We got the 2 worst coaches out of that trio. They were all with us at the same time.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that's right. Brian B says here, Martin, what are you smoking? The last 2 minutes, worst skater on the team. Why the hell is he out there? For certain. Bavillier, the 3rd star. Nelson, the 2nd. Sorokin, the 1st. Derek T said, I hold a lot of your views. I go against the grain for most of the Islanders and consider Yashin our best player since Turgeon.
I don't know about that. But if people forget how good Alexei Yashin was. He was really, really good. And that was a time when Milbury had to, he was given the task to make the team more competitive. So that's why we traded Chara and who turned out Jason Spezza with the number 2 pick. That's who it turned out to be, to get Yashin, who was a fantastic player. And we also picked up Michael Pekka in that offseason. And we were competitive after that.
Mm-hmm. And then, man, I tell you, I got to hurry up here for a second. I hope that cat does not poop out of the box. Patrick H saying Dale Hunter. Hunter was the worst person ever to be in hockey. Milbury is a close second. Any country, any era, Hunter is the biggest piece of garbage.
Yep. There you go.
Dale Hunter should have gone to jail for what he did to Turgeon.
Yeah, he was a punk.
Drew L says winning 2 in a row by Friday would be nice.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen.
Matthew S saying Soro for Sorokin. Jeremy B or Jer Ben saying boys.
I just don't want to hear yes.
Matthew S saying, yeah, I was confused why Bellows was playing on his opposite wing. Well,
set him up to fail. That's why.
That's an awful lot what it looks like, doesn't it? That's an awful lot.
He didn't look good on the off wing. No crap. He's never played on the off wing. Anders Lee, who's looked miserable no matter where he plays.
Can we talk about that for a second? Kiefer Bellows is playing good hockey on the left wing, playing well. Barry Trotz comes back, first game back. Oh, well, we gave Kiefer Bellows a chance and opportunity on the first line. He didn't take advantage of it. You play freaking Kiefer Bellows on his off wing. The Islanders win, but you're setting a kid up for failure when you do shit like that. Never plays on the right wing. Didn't in juniors, didn't in the A, didn't in the NHL. And now you're setting him up for failure. That's awful. Jewel said, I guess you just confirmed my suspicion about players don't play, why players don't play on their dominant side. Yep, because they didn't want him to succeed. Or they definitely aren't setting him up for success. Alexander here saying, it's amazing how much leeway Lou gives Barry, knowing the amount of talent Bellows has. That kind of shit pisses me off. It's pissing me off right now, just thinking about it. I can't get into it. I'll get too pissed.
You know what will really piss you off? When Palmieri's healthy and he sits Kiefer Bellows and he says, well, you know what? We gave him a shot on the first line. He didn't produce.
Yep, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Come Friday, when we play the Coyotes, Kyle Palmieri's going to be back out there, and they'll probably score a goal against the miserable Coyotes. Hey,
what has Anders Lee done? Nothing.
Garbage man.
Nothing.
Jared Ben said, if Matt Martin's the $6 million man, Casey Cizikas is the $15 million man.
Well, not even.
Jewel said here, yeah, you missed a great podcast by them. Last game, Bailey, and Jesus Christ, Chara. Jared Ben saying, also, I prefer the name Voldemort for Barzal, not the difference. Well, hold on. Bumbledore.
No, the difference is for Sorokin.
You got Bumbledore right now, Grumpy. You call
who did I call? Oh, Parisi. Parisi was Bumbledore.
Bumbledore because he's bumbled the puck that one time.
Yeah.
John P said the Roudest Islanders game I'd ever been to or I'd ever attended was against the Flyers in the old barn in the 80s. More fights in the stand than there was on the ice. Although
it was wild back then. You have no idea how wild the stadiums were. The game was so much better. I mean, you could very easily get into a fight back then. You go into the games, you got to know to expect these things. It was just better. It was just better. Everything's been homogenized now.
Crumpy, please start calling Josh Bailey Piggy.
Yeah, he's not even that smart. Come on.
Piggy would have taken that shot on the empty net.
Alexander calling him. He could actually be another movie character from The Jerk. Remember when Steve Martin named his dog Shithead?
I'd never seen The Jerk, so no.
Oh, you never seen The Jerk either?
No.
What a jerk.
Alexander
Steve
says,
Martin was born he was raised a poor black child.
Steve Martin, yeah, he's a white guy. So Alexander says, Grump sometimes wishes he can reach across and choke TJ.
Yes.
Alexander says, I think the fourth line should be in the retirement home. Absolutely. Derek T says, Yashin made Jason Blake a 40-goal scorer.
True.
Matthew West saying, hey, Boomer, I scored twice tonight. Sorokin was out of his mind tonight, too. Alexander saying, knowing that Palmieri can't score unless the goal is 20 feet wide. Yeah, I tell you. Brett W says, so if the Islanders make it somehow Wednesday, probably they'll play the Rangers or they'll play the Florida Panthers.
They're not making the playoffs.
Here
They're
it
not
is.
making the playoffs.
Phil's Facts just texted me the same thing. I hate to say it, but I think they set Keeper up to fail tonight, and they're going to sit him for Palmieri as soon as he's healthy. That is exactly what they're doing, and I could not agree more. Phil just messaged me. Phil, I'm telling you, we're talking about it right now on the podcast. That shit blows my mind because I think they're setting the kid up for failure because he's played well, and they say, we don't want him out there on the ice. The only reason he's played is because we had so many injuries and so many issues, and as soon as it goes back to we're full health, we don't want you in the game. We want the same exact lineup we rolled out there opening night. So guess what? Oliver Wahlstrom back on the third down. Noah Dobson's going to get less time on the ice. Goodbye, Robin Salo. Hello back. Zdeno Chara and Andy Green are fixtures in our lineup. We need them to be successful. This shit is going to send me through the freaking roof.
Get ready for it. That'll give us something really to talk about on Wednesday.
Yep, I know, Grumpy. I know. We're getting through it. I got your comment. I know. Jeremy F saying here, who do you like coming out of Tampa, Florida, Toronto, and Boston? Those will be some great series.
Got to pick Tampa, don't you? They just know how to win. Florida's played a lot of home games, not a whole lot of road games. So let's see how they've not been great on the road. I think they're 5-4-5 on the road, but they're like 21-3 at home.
Michael T saying Hunter should have left on a stretcher that night.
Yeah. And what did he say? That he didn't hear the whistle. Remember?
Yeah, bullshit. Remember, we talked to who is it that we talked to that was
Mike
coach?
Hartman.
Mike Hartman talked to him, and he said, "Oh, he stuck by it. He didn't hear the whistle." Bullshit.
Yeah.
And then, can't believe he gave up Chara for Yashin Connolly. Yashin and Connolly for Pekka.
Yeah, that was moving Connolly for Pekka was a good deal.
Mr. B says the way they played from now until the end of April will completely gas this old derelict team. COVID saved them twice, but it won't happen again. Making the playoffs would be the worst thing for this franchise, hands down. I agree with you, Mr. B.
Preaching to the choir.
Brett W says, I was at the Dale Hunter game. I hate that POS. Ugh.
That was the last live game my dad saw, and he said it was spectacular.
Brett W says here, Luongo. The Luongo deal was worse.
That was the worst deal in the history of the Islanders.
Jewel says, Trotz needs to go. All of our rookies are going to leave at this point. Ugh, I tell you, Trotz. I tell you, man, they're setting him up for failure. I thoroughly believe that. Conspiracy tinfoil hat time. Boo, 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 boo. I think they're setting up Kiefer Bellows for failure. Patrick H says here, going to the games in the 80s as a small child was a scary sight. Was slightly scary. Grumpy isn't kidding.
Yeah, you held your parents' hands if you were young. You didn't go running around wild, that's for certain.
Drew L said, just like Joe Thornton made Jonathan Chichu a 50-goal scorer. Yeah, that's right. Oh, my God.
Yep.
I did, Alexander. We're going to save that for the podcast on Wednesday, though, because it's additional content that we don't need to use for today and tomorrow. Brett W says The Jerk was a classic. Come on, TJ, you got to watch that. I know. I got to get to it. Brett W says, or Drew W here, or Drew L.
He hates these cans.
Also, did you see that throw from Odell? He's better than Baker Mayfield. Oh, that's right, Grumpy. That's right. Odell Beckham Jr. Alexander says, Barry, no, to Palmieri. No. If Palmieri plays, we riot. Well, guess
Get
what?
ready, it's coming.
It's coming is right. Anthony R says, question, no facts to base it off of, but do you think Barzal and Lee, either one of them, both don't, do you think that they both don't want to play with Barzal on their, or Wallstrom on their line? I mean, Barry puts Bellows on the line in a few times, but never Wallstrom.
Bellows should be on the line. Lee should be on the second line and put Wallstrom at the right wing. Then they're playing their natural positions.
You're about to see Kiefer Bellows have another bad game tomorrow because he's going to play the off wing. You know what you're going to see? You're going to see Bellows then on Friday because Palmieri is going to be activated. You're going to see Kyle Palmieri back in the starting lineup on the first line right wing. That's what you're going to see. Mark it right now. On Friday, I'm predicting this right now.
On the first line. He'll be on the first line as well.
On the first line. The guy who's talked about he might not even have a spot when he comes back. He's going to start out on the first line.
Horseshit. He'll play immediately, and he'll play on the first line. What's he got? 1 goal this year? That's what we want. That's the guy to put us over the top.
Mr. B says, is there any chance that we want to keep positive about Bellows as a few and far between as a long-term negotiation non-negotiation term strategy?
No. He just hates playing young players.
Yeah, dude, I could not think of a more blatant time period where you're setting him up to fail. Kiefer Bellows never plays the left wing, ever. And you're throwing him out there on that left wing. Or never plays the right wing and you're throwing him out on the right wing. Freaking nuts. Matthew S. saying, I'll lead your way. Drew L. says, I wouldn't complain if Palmieri is on a third line or fourth, but that's it. Yeah, Matt, I'm right there with you. Alexander saying here, watch Bellows score 4 goals tomorrow night. I hope he does. Man. Stephen L. says, I went to the Coliseum maybe 20 times as a kid. I never felt unsafe. Well, that's good then.
It was a fun atmosphere. It was great.
James
F. Rocking crowds. When the Flyers were there, though, it was a little bit, and the Rangers, a little bit different.
James F. saying, hey guys, bars open till 12 at the arena. Come on down. We're not here. We're not there. So unfortunately, otherwise, maybe we got to make it to a game one of these days, though, too. We'll let you guys know well in advance if we do. John P. says, by the way, did you guys see the Raiders fired Mike Mayock? I did.
Yes. And we'll talk about that Thursday.
Yep, absolutely. Thursday. Warzone Senior Citizen says, I hear the Yankees new pitching. Oh, yeah, has a strong grip. Oh, goodness. Patrick H says here, you ever see that You're the Best Bellows clip with Trottier on the Islanders bench to Brian Bellows?
Never seen that.
And then Matthew S said Sorokin's English is improving for certain. He speaks fluent. He speaks pretty close to fluent English for being a guy.
Somebody didn't even know the language till last year. Pretty damn good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Grumpy, we're here towards the end of today's podcast. We'll be at it tomorrow covering the Islanders game live again against the Philadelphia Flyers, close to the same time. But Grumpy, what do you want to say before we wrap things up?
I just want to say love and laughter at everyone who listens, and even those who don't, from TJ and the Grumpy Old Man.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow live during the Islanders-Flyers game. You guys have a lot of content coming your way from us. We've got today's game. We've got Tuesday's game. We've got Wednesday's podcast. We've got Friday's game and Saturday's game, man. You've got plenty of Islanders Never Say Die action coming your way this week. If you're new, make sure you subscribe on YouTube, like on Facebook, follow on Twitter. And again, make sure to check out the TJ and the Grumpy Old Man show. That is in the link in the description below. And with the help of Tony Cheese, I'm going to add that as a featured channel. So if you go on the YouTube channel for the Islanders Never Say Die podcast, you'll also find TJ and the Grumpy Old Man. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you here tomorrow. Have a great evening.